I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
That's right.
We've got more.
Even number for everyone again.
I know.
Episode 36.
I am actually getting better at the math. I know it was a joke last week, but I was like, no, I should probably actually get better at it. So I have actually been like
Trying to
to learn more math.
There you go.
I figure I could start at like 5th grade, go back up, right?
You're not going all the way back.
Oh no, I can add.
Okay. You good with positive, negative numbers?
That gets confusing.
Okay.
That's more like 5th grade math.
That's
though,
middle
right?
schoolish. Yeah. That's why I was That's why I was checking. Getting us a good starting point. For you.
I start getting real bad at long division.
Yeah, that's probably like 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. You're in a good spot.
I thought I was doing
for what you were wanting to start from. You picked a good one.
I would have been really bad on that. Are you smarter than a 5th grader show? I would have lost.
As long as it wasn't a math.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't a math question,
you'd have been okay. But the math would have got you every time. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and get into this. It's been working for us pretty well, just getting through the socials and getting started. Before we do that, the one thing I might point out is we finally did break 80. You know, it took us a while there, over 80 subscribers.
It sat at 79 forever.
So long.
And I'm just like, come on, one more.
You know me,
even number, right?
Again, and we were in episode at 79 saying, "Oh, it'll be 80 by the time you guys hear
and
this."
And then we're a liar
for an extra 2 weeks after we told you guys.
Made me a liar, and I don't appreciate it. I appreciate the people who did subscribe finally, though.
Yeah, but so we are over 80 finally. That's the only one. I'm not going to go over all the metrics. That's a me and Bo thing.
Numbers are boring. I think I've talked enough about math.
So we'll just now get into the socials. So again,
so everybody can talk to us.
That's right. Again, the big 3 meta ones. That's going to be Instagram, Threads, Facebook. Notice I even put Threads before one of them. I'm trying to make myself.
Trying to make it a thing.
They are also trying to make it a thing, dude. I noticed in my Facebook now, if I scroll through, there's literally there'll be a tab thing that says just like people posted this on Threads, and I'm like, why?
So they're trying to give it a push.
They're trying to get you to go there. Yeah, super hard.
You want me to push it? Give me some money, Facebook.
They're trying to make Threads a thing. They need to stop trying to make Threads a thing.
Pay me a little green, I'll push it all day.
Maybe Meta can use their influence to get you that iHeartRadio t-shirt
that
you kept wanting.
Still haven't got it.
There you go. This would solve everything. iHeartRadio doesn't have to contact you. Facebook just gets it for you.
Facebook just gets it for me and mails it to me. I'll shill your shit all day. I want my iHeartRadio shirt.
There we go. We're done. We figured it out. Problem solved. Contact us. We got ahead of ourselves. Those are the places that you want to look. The way to find us at those places are Kentucky Fried Critics. No spacing, no hyphens, no capitalizations. It's all lowercase.
These are the boring ones.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to be different from each place is the @ or the / depending on which one you're at. You know me, I'm not going to tell you where.
They had to get some kind of character, right? Like a little bit of a personality.
That's all for Meta. The next one that we'll go to is going to be YouTube. You know, YouTube, that used to be our least favorite because it stood out so much, and now we're embracing it.
Now it's our favorite.
Yeah.
It's the home of our mascot.
YouTube, you're going to find us at KFC Riddicks. That's right.
Love it. Home of the Riddick Rat.
That's right. Our second mascot, pseudo. I don't even know what to call that.
I don't either.
We don't care where you listen. We just like that you listen. But YouTube is the one that lets us see
all the fancy numbers and stuff.
Every place else just tells us if you download.
Yeah, and Shane loves numbers.
I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah, so
Bo hates math. I make up for it. I love math.
He does all the math stuff.
Again, I'm not trying to say you should go there. I understand we don't have a video yet. I am back to not working on the side as well as doing this, so I have more free time to maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody, figure out a way for us to actually have video.
That would be
on
really
YouTube soon.
Cool.
So maybe you'll finally get to see our faces and more than just our pictures.
I'm prettier in motion rather than still frame because I get to blur.
Again, hopefully we'll just have video soon. Everybody keep your fingers crossed.
All of them. Cross all 10 of your fingers somehow. Just
figure it out.
Twist them all into a pretzel.
The next is our website. That's shows.acast.com/Kentucky-fried-critics.
Hold on. I was inspired by the movie this week.
I see that. And the drink. I see that.
Ooh. You can keep talking. I'm just going to keep dancing.
Well, we gotta stop, man. That's too distracting for me to keep.
All right, going. I will stop my hula dance of hyphen for you to continue.
It's the hub. It's the hub.
Yeah,
It's
this is
you're
where
gonna find
everything
everything
is.
at. If you need to get links to anything else, if you don't want to play back and hear where I told you these other places are and how to find us at them, if you weren't paying attention to if it's an @ or a /
Yeah, you can figure it out here. It's got a list.
Yeah,
and just go through.
You don't
and
even
pick-
have to
pick
worry
your
about.
favorite.
You don't even have to worry about knowing it. You can just click the link.
Yeah, it'll
You
take
You'll
you.
never have to know
There
if there
we
was
are.
a / or an @ It'll just take you to us.
Our lovely faces right there.
Episodes are there. Again, it is a hub to find all of the things we just mentioned. Plus this last one, which is our email, going to be KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com.
Bam. That's the suggestion box. That's where you go and give us your ideas on, like, if you have a beer or a movie, TV show, whatever. Anything pop culture related.
That's all of our socials. We're good to go ahead and get in. As Bo pseudo hinted at when we were talking about his dance.
Hyphen dance of the week.
This week's drink, and again, as you guys already had your clue for, it's going to be
Kona Big Wave Liquid Aloha.
Now, we looked this up.
I was going to say, which we were like, the hell's a Liquid Aloha? What kind of beer is that?
And so apparently this is just a rebranding of a golden ale.
Yeah, and it is very golden. This is almost apple juice colored.
And the flavor, there is something. You hear golden ale and you're like, oh, so it's just a Budweiser, or it's just like...
Yeah, it's like a
just...
Budweiser or one of those, and you're like, all right, cool. Might be a little watery sometime. This one's awesome.
The flavor, I can't even pinpoint it, but it's
right.
good.
We usually wait till the end, but
well,
no,
we
this
might
one's-
have a better idea by the end.
Right.
Like after enough of it, we might have a better idea. Right now, I'm telling you, I can't pinpoint what it is, but
Yeah,
it's good.
There's some of these we get, and we're just like, I mean, after the first few drinks, it's pretty good. This one was like, no, as soon as you drink it, you're like, ooh, it's good.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job.
So good job, Kona Big Wave.
Let's not keep them on eggshells anymore, man. What did we watch? Because again, this is the kind of thing where minds can go racing.
Yeah,
they
you
can go
like anything beach related.
Yeah.
You're on a good track.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
blame you at all.
Obviously, this is one that was a lot more just we wanted to do this movie and
Yeah.
it got us to the movie.
Yeah, it's too good. It's Point Break with fucking Patrick
Yeah,
Swayze.
the original, not the
not
remake.
the weird remake. Screw that. The original, the Swayze version.
Swayze,
And
Keanu Reeves.
young Keanu Reeves. He's like,
Busey.
he's like, I keep forgetting he was in this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, this is young Keanu Reeves. This
He's
is
like 25 or
yeah.
something.
This movie is like it's 91, so literally the same year this movie came out, he was also in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the second one.
He's working hard that year, wasn't he?
I guess so, but again, like this, how weird is that for you in your head?
Right, I gotta
Because
go.
He is playing
I gotta go from like sophisticated FBI
professional
agent.
You know,
guy
you see
to,
him walk. There are points in this movie where I see him walking through the FBI offices, and I'm like, I don't know if I buy this.
right.
I
I
know.
still see Ted.
Yeah, I don't know if this is not it. This is not it.
You think he was filming at the same time? Like he'd go from one
There's
set
no
to
way.
the other. He'd be like, all right, I gotta be stoner. Hang on.
No, because I have to believe that was actually his hair in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, he actually grew it out. Yeah, that's right.
So it's got to be like, either this was after or he had enough time to grow it the extra little bit. Because he still has like a little bit of length in this, but it's definitely not Bill and
It's
Ted
not Ted.
length.
It's not Bill and Ted hair.
Yeah. As we've already alluded to a couple of names, Swayze himself, the man.
Yep, the man.
Keanu,
myth,
it's got
the
Keanu
legend.
Reeves. Yeah, no, and this is one of my favorite Swayze roles. Like, I
Yeah.
love the hip, cool, badass dude
fucking dude.
so much.
But he's also like some weird hippie cult
Oh,
leader
no, it's
thing. It's
He's-
like
there are so many layers to
right.
this
He's
character.
he's so good in
to
this
Bodhi.
fucking movie. Bodhi's great.
Yeah,
He's a great character.
I do indeed love Bodhi. Keanu Reeves, Johnny Utah.
Johnny. That's a dumbass name.
It is. Well, and the fact that, as even pointed out in the movie, it's like they were just trying to make a Johnny Unitas reference.
Yeah.
Because he is still a all-star football player,
Yeah,
which
he's
is Johnny Unitas. And again, it sounds made up. If they would have, and we'll elaborate more on this when we start talking about the movie, but if they would have let him actually go undercover and that was his fake name, I maybe would have
Yeah, I'd
been
be
okay
like,
with
oh,
it.
okay.
The fact that this is his real name, that this is the God-given name,
His Christian name, as it were.
that to me is
That's
a little bit
fucking
more
wild.
insane.
You're supposed to be undercover. I don't think using your real name.
We'll get to that.
You know?
We'll get to that. Again, I'm not even trying to address that part yet. We'll get there because that part is insane. And we
Right.
definitely need to give more time than while we're talking about the people in the movie.
We'll go off on a huge tangent.
Yeah. As we mentioned, though, this is also Gary Busey.
Love Gary Busey.
And
This is before he went insane.
This is before
right?
he's too insane. You
right.
know, like,
this is still after his accident, but he hasn't completely lost his mind.
he's not in, like he can still hold composure for a role.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, he's talking like a normal guy. He's not like doing the super.
I'm Gary Busey.
Yeah. And so I do enjoy this Gary Busey. This is a fun Gary Busey. I mean, I wouldn't even say like almost most of his lines don't even have that Busey-esque quality.
He's not even like a manic character or anything.
He does
he's
really
a pretty
well.
calm.
Even when he's supposed to be doing
He's
like
just supposed to be like the grouchy old veteran in this
he pulls
movie.
it off really well. I like it. He
I
does
love
a good
him in
job.
this movie.
As far as like main cast, right? The last person I would say is a main cast member would be Lori Petty.
Tank Girl.
Tank Girl. That's right. Tank Girl. She's in a lot of other things, but yes.
And Star Trek. She's one of our Star Trek people.
Yes. She's in a lot of, but yeah, Lori Petty. I love Lori Petty. She
I
was
do
in
too.
Orange and the New Black.
She's hot. I don't care what anybody says. Love Lori Petty.
Tank Girl is one that sooner or later we'll find a way to get to
Mm-hmm.
because
we just
I
need to
love that
find
movie.
anything that has like a tank on the bottle. I'm good with doing that.
or a jet.
Or a jet. Ooh, that.
This is an outside the podcast conversation. So.
Yes, later.
But now that we're through the like super big names, I guess let's both kind of name drop the people that we know were in the movie. You know, like we don't need to focus on a list or look at anything like that. Let's just the people we can remember right now on the top of our heads. So obviously we've got John C. McGinley.
Dr. Cox.
He's in it super early in the movie.
Right, he's in the beginning and like the
A couple of shots.
He's like one scene in the middle and then the end.
Well, because he's the captain, right?
He's the captain of the FBI. I don't know
the
what that guy's
director,
actually.
whatever his
He's in
title
charge
is.
of bank robbery.
Yeah, so we see him a few times, but again, he's not
fucking
he's not
great.
on screen very often. The beginning is when he gets the most screen time. Like he gets some good dialogue in the beginning.
You
like,
want a
where the back and
smart
forth.
ass angry guy?
But
That
it's-
guy.
It's
He's
so
the
funny,
best.
but when I see him though, I still just see all of his comedic
Right, I
roles.
just see him as Dr. Cox. That's
I
all he is.
see-
He's
like-
Dr. Cox to me.
I'm just ready for him to crack the big smile and start like
Yeah.
kind of laughing about something.
Call you newbie and insult you and then walk away.
Now, this is an actor I don't know him by name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to tell you his name. You're still going to be like, who? This is James LaGrosse.
Nope.
LaGrosse? I don't know.
Maybe
how to
it's
say
French.
this.
It's Le Grand.
He's the guy who played Roach. He is in all kinds of stuff.
I know he's a very familiar face dude.
He's in shows. He's in random
TV shows,
movies.
random
Yeah,
movies and stuff.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
He's one of our
Those guys. We love him.
I'm only mentioning him because he did get a
And he's
decent
the
amount
only
of
one.
stuff.
He's the only one of the like crew I remembered his freaking name.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and we see him. He says some stuff. He gets
Yeah.
some funny lines. He does. I mean,
Even though he's not supposed to be like the secondhand dude.
no, not by
But
any
like
means.
it's like I don't know the rest of you. You all don't really get much screen time, and
Mhm.
fuck one of them. I don't even think they give him a name, do they?
They all have names. I don't know if I ever heard it.
Right.
You know
That's
what
why
I'm saying?
I'm like I know Roach. They say his name a lot.
In the background, we also have. I get he's in it for a little bit, but he's not. He wasn't important. Anthony Kiedis, right? We see him. He's not a.
He has a couple of big scenes, but he's not really important. I wouldn't say.
Would you even say he barely has lines though, right? Like he has scenes. Like he's in it.
Yeah, he has scenes. There's very memorable scenes, but he doesn't have a lot of lines.
Yeah,
or-
he's just.
It's not a strain on his acting ability.
No, not by any means.
But there he is, the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
All
Super
right.
tan too, fucking like
Oh, yeah.
really tan.
Ready
they
for the-
caked that spray tan on him.
Ready for the beach, whatever, dude. He's from
Oh
California.
yeah, he probably was just like,
living that
oh, I'm gonna
surfer
be a
life.
surfer.
Yeah, I can.
I'm
do
gonna
that.
go do surfing more.
Yeah. I would say that's most of the big people I can think of.
Yeah,
There's
that's the only
one.
ones I can think of. There's another one, but we'll wait.
Yeah, we're gonna let him remain hidden for now.
He's
and
a-
when we get there,
He's an Easter egg, isn't that the
yeah,
thing?
when we get there, you'll understand and you'll know why we wanted to keep it a
Why
secret.
we were so excited about it.
I think that is all of the interesting facts that I really wanted to drop, which wasn't many.
No,
It's not that kind of movie.
no, it's not like weird, crazy behind the scenes
Yeah.
shit that
There might be.
We
but
didn't
I
go
mean,
look.
Yeah.
We're not really that kind of podcast.
Because I kind of enjoyed too much of this movie. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
I get that to help us if we know we need to flesh out a little bit of talk time.
Yeah.
This is a 2-hour movie.
This is a 2-hour movie.
I don't think we need to flesh out talk time. I think
it doesn't
we're-
feel like 2 hours though.
That being said, I think we might be talking,
you guys might be here for a bit,
and we're sorry, but that's just how
it's
gonna
fine.
be.
They love us. Let's dive right in.
Well, you know me, the music just starts with what I would just call generic ocean music.
I called it ethereal ocean music.
Thank you.
That's what I
You
wrote.
definitely heard it in New Ocean.
Yeah,
though,
I was
right?
just like, peaceful beach
There's not much more to say about it than that because it's literally just that music
with people surfing
and cut shots
Keanu
of
Reeves taking his like FBI
Johnny Utah.
I'm sorry.
We now live in a world where we have to use the dumb name.
we are in the movie. Master Utah is taking his.
We can just call him Utah if
We
you
can just
want.
call him Utah. Utah sounds like we're doing a Western.
I know. Let's do it. He's
All right.
just Utah.
He's just Utah from now on. Well, Utah's taking his FBI shooting test.
Yeah,
I guess.
killing it.
And it is pouring ass fucking rain. He's still killing it. He's rolling around. Bang, bang.
Now,
bang, bang.
Isn't the worst part about this the fact that we know, because we live in a world post John Wick, that this is all fake because we know when he got actually trained. Like, John Wick's
those
just
videos.
real. He's
Have you
real.
seen those videos? Yeah. Oh,
so
dude.
Like we know that now he can do that.
He could.
But at
He
the
could
time,
wreck this. He could wreck this time of Johnny of Utah. He could just wreck him.
Yeah, but so it's awful to know that, right? To know that this is all fake.
You can tell there's
squibs.
Oh yeah, just blasting on the cardboard.
But to know that modern day
Keanu Reeves could just
wipe the floor.
He could put smiley faces on the targets.
The scene finishes with him passing 100%.
100%
in the rain.
In the rain.
That's something.
That's pretty good. I am a terrible shot. I would have got like 45.
Well, I mean, he had to switch firearms a couple times.
Yeah, he had a shotgun, and then he went to the pistol, and he had to reload in the middle.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a full thing.
Good.
It's like that level on Modern Warfare 2 in the beginning when you gotta go through the pit.
We leave there and we start to see cuts of the beach, which were weird surfing. Again, this movie came out when I was too young, so I don't know if maybe you just were going to the theater and you didn't already know it's supposed to be that much surf. They wanted to make sure.
You wanted to make sure this is going to be a lot of surfing and ocean.
Well, because
in
again,
this movie,
if we just started with Keanu's firearm practice, you might be persuaded to think it's a different type of movie. They want you to know what you're walking into, I guess.
He's like, nope, you are going to be watching a surfing movie. This isn't going to be like weird espionage, FBI thriller. We're like, no, this is going to be a crazy action movie. Have fun. Buckle up.
With credits finish rolling, and we see him going to his first day.
Yeah, his first day at work. He made it all the way to L.A., and there we meet Dr. Cox, Agent Cox. I'm calling him Agent Cox.
I literally have no idea what his name is. I just have him as his John McGinley.
Yeah,
that's what
it's Agent Cox.
It works for me. He gives us a little bit of our exposition. He's the one that tells us it's crazy that he got here that quick right out of the academy.
Top 2% of your class, so you might be great, but you ain't shit here.
Yeah, nobody ever comes straight into L.A. on bank robberies like this. It's crazy. So he sets up a lot of shit.
We're the best. I expect the best out of my people and all this other shit.
I know that you're young, dumb, and full of cum.
Right, that line got me. I was like, wow, you're just gonna.
In 91. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I would have realized that was a word in existence.
What the hell that word was in 91.
Well,
I was
not even
like, 4.
that. I just don't even know if when I finally did later realize that it went back to 91. I can't think of any other movies
from
dropping
that early
line.
Throwing that word out, even really bad, even bad horror
Raunchy,
movies,
something
and
where
shit.
you might expect to hear it. If we're wrong, tell us and give us a reference point.
John C. McKinley went off book and just threw it in there, and they're like,
they were
like it. The director's like,
good.
that was a good insult. We're just gonna leave that in.
We'll roll with that. That sounds awesome.
R-rated movie, why not?
It even takes Utah off guard.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Like,
he was like, "Whoa,
all right, shit,
okay,
you're that kind of superior."
They start doing their walk and talk.
Now they walk and talk through the building.
You gotta have a good walk and talk.
Yeah,
right? As we've said before.
I love a good walk and talk.
So as they're walking and talking, we find out that he is the craziest kind of boss. He's like literally trying to dictate what they eat.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like my people to smoke, no caffeine. You got to be in shape.
Before we even get to the smoking and drinking, which I have a problem with, he says, you look like a man who eats a full breakfast. You eat a full breakfast, all your vitamins,
all the basic food
caffeine,
groups, no caffeine,
no sugar. And then he goes overboard and is like, no drinking or smoking. I'm like, dude, what they do when they're not at work is what they do when they're not at work.
Goddamn business and shit. But Utah's just like, sir, I take the skin off my chicken.
I know, but he says this, but then they walk past the Dunkin' Donuts box.
Donut. And he's like, I love these things.
And you can see it.
Agent Cox is just like, you lying bastard.
Yeah, he was
betrayed me already.
Well, in the tone he gets when he starts talking, he's like, oh, you're one of those. I see. I got it. I got your type now.
Don't know why they sent you here. I guess we had a shortage of assholes.
And he walks away. And he's like, not really.
Not from where I'm standing.
Yeah, I love it. So fucking
and then
good.
finishes his fucking donut.
Good too.
Right, man. It was like a cinnamon donut too.
Good.
Did you see it?
It looked good.
I want donuts now.
That was straight up supposed to be the Dunkin' Donuts box. He pulled it out of Dunkin' Donuts. He just to go back to that recipe.
Yeah, dude, y'all need to go back to your shit.
I've not seen a donut like that from Dunkin' Donuts. And if I have, it's definitely been 30 years.
They're kind of flat.
Exactly.
I feel like they used to be way bigger.
Well, according to this, they were definitely fluffy. This movie
Yeah,
says they were pillowy.
See what film does? It calls you out on your bullshit.
Or it lets us know when you make a change that was bad.
Yeah.
This was
bad.
somewhere
Fluffier donuts, Dunkin' Donuts.
Somewhere along the line, you made a bad recipe change. We should go back. Then we get to an underwater dive test. Did you not feel like that was a jarring transition?
Yeah, like what the fuck was this? It's like, hey, we're gonna throw these bricks. You have to blindfold yourself.
Well, and we
go get them.
Well, and we
we
don't even see that part first. We literally see man underwater blindfold on,
reaching for bricks. Like what the fuck kind of weird torture is happening?
With no setup for why we're there, how we got there, who's going to be showing up there.
Right? Just hard cut over to it.
It was very like I was like, what are we doing? And we don't even ever get reference to it again.
We get no explanation.
There's no payoff to this scene.
It's just where we meet Pappas.
It's where we meet Pappas or Pappas or however you say this man's last name. Gary Busey. It's just where we meet him. But again, like we said, there's no payoff, right?
Maybe like later in the movie, if like Gary Busey had to like go swim,
right,
and had to do something, this would have paid off. But no, we're just gonna make Gary Busey put on a blindfold and dive underwater for a second.
So weird because we just came from space camp, and space camp was everything pays off.
Yeah.
If they tell you something,
the smallest
it pays
thing
off.
in that movie
and so,
pays off.
Coming into this movie, you're just like, I want this to pay off.
Why are we in this fucking pool? Is this standard FBI training or something? Because they give us
says
nothing.
it like it's not. He tells us it's not.
Yeah,
right?
he's like,
he goes, 22 years I've never had to do this. I've fired my gun 19 times. And then his hate speech about having to do this transitions into the fact that he's now
like,
partnered.
On top of that, they're giving me some punk quarterback asshole.
Johnny Unitas.
Johnny
Unitas. This is when he makes the joke, yeah. Pappas digs himself a hole, right?
Yeah, right, because Utah's just
he's still blindfolded,
and he walks up to him, and while he's in the middle of his
speech,
like
that Johnny Unitas speech, the dude that was administering the test or whatever, he pulls the blindfold off, and he's like, "Yeah, it's right here."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh."
I like Utah though. He introduces himself. He's just like
he just rolls with it.
He's just like punk quarterback.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you roll with it? Though?
I would too. I'd be like, hey man, I'm the asshole that got hooked up with you.
Yeah.
Partnered up. It would have cracked me up. I'd be like, oh cool. I got the grouchy ass old man.
All right.
Nice.
You got the guy who's I'm 1 week from retirement.
Yeah, I got this guy.
I'm
just like pretty much my only job is keep this guy alive until he retires. Sweet. I'll keep you out of trouble, dude. We ain't gotta do shit.
Cut to our first look at the
bank robbers.
The bank robbers. The ex-presidents.
The ex-presidents.
We don't know that that's their name yet. We just because right now we're just watching the robbery.
Yeah, they got all the masks.
But they are wearing
dead
presidents.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, Dick Nixon. Because he calls him Dick.
Nixon.
He calls him Dick.
LBJ, Jimmy Carter, and Ronald Reagan.
That's right.
Those are our ex-presidents.
Ronald Reagan is the one calling the shots.
He's the most recent, so yeah, makes sense.
I don't know if I paid enough attention to think if that's what that was. Good, that might be.
Yeah, because they go in like descending order. It's Reagan,
yeah,
Carter, LBJ, or Nixon, LBJ.
And I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't know if the hierarchy followed.
Some of them actually commit a lot. Like the guy playing Nixon, he does like the voice. I think they all try to do. I think
Nixon is Roach.
Yeah, I think that's Roach, but like they all try to do like kind of like sound like the president, except one guy. I think it's LBJ. He's like, "How much time we got?" And he's like, "We're styling." I'm like, "Oh, come on, man! You didn't even try. Everybody else is trying to do like a full gimmick here."
Well, what's he gonna do? Fall down the stairs?
Oh, he could complain about his crotch being too tight in his pants. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah. All right, but yeah, so we see them. They do pull off what looks to be a pretty good robbery.
Yeah, it's quick. They're in and out 90 seconds.
And nobody gets hurt. Everybody knows their job. They're doing their job.
Not a shot fired. Nobody died.
I do love on the way out the door that he screamed at the guy with his arms up that he wants his arms where he could see them, right? He was like,
hands where I can see him.
And I was like,
they're already up.
That's the face the guy made. The guy
was
just like
I'm doing it.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to do right now. I don't know why that made me laugh, but it made me laugh so hard.
I think it was the thank you he gives him afterward. He's just like, thank you, and then runs off.
As that happens, we kind of transition into the camera footage, right?
Yeah, it's security camera footage.
We see the last thing that happens as they go out the door is one of them drops trow.
Fucking pulls his ass out. It's got thank you.
Thank you written across the
wrap.
ass. Nice
Beautiful.
Touch. Nice
chef's
touch.
kiss. It's perfect robbery in my opinion, and that's a good shot because it transitions into the
like I said,
security
the way they
and
do
now Utah and Pappas are sitting there watching. They're going over the footage, and they're like being like, "Oh yeah, they're super efficient. They're a tight knit team."
Well,
and all this
again,
other
this
shit.
is more like exposition for us,
more
but in a
exposition.
this is a lot more creative, right? Like they're giving it to us in a way that doesn't feel as much like forced.
Like here's some documentation. We're gonna pull some slides up. It's like, no, this was cool. We watched like the robbery that transitioned to security footage.
And now we're just
discussing
hearing the natural conversation of one agent to another agent about
what
the
they
case.
just saw.
Yeah.
Until the other two dickhead fucking agents walk up there and like yank the tapes from them. They're not important, but they just occasionally show up to be assholes.
Well, one of the key things, though, I want to make sure we point out that they talk about right now is that they are smart enough, the ex-presidents, they're smart enough to have two of them going through and pulling out dye packs.
Yeah.
To make sure they don't leave with any dye packs.
They shoot him. That's what what he shot.
And then they are also smart enough to not ever go to the vault, right? Those
they don't ever go to the vault.
Those are the biggest key pieces of information that we hear from this,
during
right?
this.
We saw that it was fast, so we didn't need to hear them tell us that they always do it quick. We saw.
Yeah, we saw that.
But to hear like the reasoning behind the quick and why that was so smart on their part, those are the big takeaways.
They're professionals. They have rules.
Exactly. While some of them are getting the money, the other two are again looking through to find the dye packs. Then they never go to the vault because it's too much time. There's too much X factor in being there. These guys are pros. They know what they're doing,
and they've done it like 30 times.
Yeah.
And then they just disappear for a little while is what they said, right? And the two dickhead cops are like, "Hey, Pappas, have you told the new guy your theory on what's going on?"
And we don't hear what it is.
No, because Pappas is just like, "Just shut up."
Well, but the guy does go
throws up the shaka.
I was like, okay.
It's like
we don't know, but we know.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, you'd probably be like, the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, so again, the next time we see him and Johnny, they start talking. Johnny forces it out of him.
Yeah, because they go check the car that got ditched somewhere. They found it.
22 years of bank robbery work.
This is bullshit. I'm going to the drop car. This is some bullshit.
Right.
He's so pissed about it.
Well, because then he's like, this isn't what we do. And he tries to make like he's angry about the computer age, right? He's just kind of, and I'm like, you guys are barely in that. You don't even know. And if that were true, wouldn't you want to be at the drop car? Isn't that where real police work would be happening?
Yeah, that's where I would be.
So I was like, I don't even understand what you're upset about, Pappas. What are you upset about here?
I don't either.
Dumb guy.
He doesn't want to tell Utah the theory because he asks about it. He's like, all right, you got a theory. Let me know what it is. And he's won't give it to him. He's like, oh, because the new guy couldn't possibly have any insight after your 22 years.
He just starts pushing
blah,
his buttons,
blah, blah.
dude.
I'm sorry, I'm not a fucking burnout and all this other shit. He says something about like a Vietnam burnout and shit. He's just like, I was a caisson when you were wiping shit on your face. I was like, whoa, you struck a nerve there.
It was like one of the few times they were trying to make sure we understood that Johnny Utah was smart enough and apt enough to be an agent.
Yeah.
Because once we get into everything else, that goes right out the window.
Mm-hmm. This is the beginning part is the only like actual like
where
logical cop work happens. Then it just turns into outlandish action movie and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But you got to set it up. I understand.
We have to get there.
We got to build the world and here are the rules of our world, right? That's the first act, right?
So after Pappas loses it, he finally does. He's like, you want to hear my... Fine, then I'll tell you my theory. I think they're surfers.
They're surfers. And he has some vague evidence. The tan line on the ass.
Like Utah was even like, dude,
all right.
I think
we're in California.
Yeah, I think you're reaching right now. Everybody's got tan lines. We're all in
Not
the
everybody
sun.
wants to sit and tan their ass crack, man. I mean,
if anything, technically,
just everybody sits on the beach.
Well, if
with
anything,
their ass
I
in the
think
air.
because we see these guys surf, right? Like if you thought you were just like, oh, recreational surfing, right? So like maybe he's in sport shorts. We see them later.
Yeah, they're like,
they surf in full wetsuits. So if anything, his tan line
would be just his hands, right?
Yeah, like he should have a
neck.
He shouldn't have a tan line above his ass crack.
No, he
should be white there.
He should be usually white for somebody who lives in Southern California.
But we're not going to get there.
It's fine.
We'll move past that. He does have better evidence.
The
wax.
board wax.
Sex wax.
You into some kinky shit there, Pappas?
I love the funny way that conversation happened. He's like, no. Listen, I got this whole thing. I found it. It was in the mud and the tracks of this thing, and it had
because they scuffed the table with their shoe or something.
And then I got into a deep dive.
I became a wax expert. There are 500 different uses for carnauba wax.
This carnauba stuff. He said it like it was a new invention.
Yeah,
Didn't he? He was like, this
like it was
Carnuba
new.
stuff.
Like, have you heard of it? This space age technology?
He's like, and then I got it down to there were only 2 types that had this exact type of makeup, blah, 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 blah. And one of them was this, and surfer, or 3. It was 3, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the point was...
He pulls out, says sex wax.
And he's like, it's specifically used by surfers. It's to make the boards... Again, this is one of those movies where they have to give you like a mini pause every now and then and be like, to make surfers relevant, we want to explain to you what surfer culture is.
Yep.
Here is one of those moments, all right? Like,
So our middle America friends will understand.
Here's some knowledge for you about a surfboard. You need to wax them.
You gotta put a little wax on there, otherwise you'll slide right off that bitch.
Then he tells us that he also has been tracking when every robbery happens, and it does happen to line up specifically with surf season in this
summer,
beach, beach area.
And then they disappear.
And they disappear, but every year it happens again.
Yep.
Same like 3 months.
Same like 3-month period during the summer.
And
they're
so
robbing banks to finance their endless summer. He jumps up on the table, surf style.
Yeah, they
But
both
like by this point, he switched real quick. Utah's like at the beginning, he's like, all right, this is kind of bullshit. And then suddenly, like mid through, he's just like, I am down. This is exactly what's happening. I think he's just excited to surf.
And then we see him in a surf shop.
Yeah, buying the surfboard from the little kid. Pretty cool. People like you who are old are still trying to surf. And he's like,
25.
It's never too late, brother.
Do you recognize this kid?
He looks super familiar. Is that Jonathan Brandis?
No, I don't know his name, but I know something that you'll know him from. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. He's the one who bought the girlfriend the ring.
Oh, yeah. And they're like in the car about to kiss and shit,
Yeah,
which was weird because they're like 11. It's a weird scene.
Did notice the kid, though. Like, he is that kind of noticeable.
He had the same hair as Jonathan Brandis. That's why I got confused.
Probably. It was a pretty popular haircut.
In the,
then.
like, 1991. Yeah.
And then we see he's in his suit, walking down the pier with Gary Busey in his suit, carrying the surfboard under his arm, and he's asking, like, why can't I just walk up to him like this and just talk to him? And I'm like, because look at you. You look like a cop.
Yeah, at least go put some like swim trunks on or something.
My immediate next thought was, so they're playing this like it's undercover. And again, in just a moment, they finally actually throw that word out. Up until now, we're like, what are they doing? But if they're trying to do undercover work, should they probably not be on the pier with each other?
In front of everybody.
In FBI obvious looking suits.
Yeah, you are definitely fucking some kind of agent in your nice suit, brother.
Right?
Out here when everyone else is in like swim trunks.
Well, and we see like so many surfers. How do we know that the guys they're looking for aren't already
there? Because they even like talk about the group of surfers off the pier. They're like, yeah, they're like a tribe. They're over there.
They're like a tribe.
Wave at them.
They speak their own language. There are maybe like three words ever that they have to have explained to them. Everything else is just like totally normal.
Yeah, and they're like, it's more like,
speak their own
it's not
language.
even like a language. It's more just like surfing terminology.
Yeah, exactly.
Like things about waves.
Well, like vernacular, right?
Yeah,
like
vernacular.
everything has its own vernacular because
like
it's specific to the job. Yeah, specific to what you're doing.
Thing.
Yeah. It's a type we hear later. It's a type of.
It's like a code.
It's the way the waves break in.
Yeah.
Right? While they're on the pier, though, one of the biggest takeaways that I had about everything is that Utah still thinks that surfing is a joke, right? Like he makes fun of it like
it's for tiny rubber people or something
like, he's
like that.
I'm not gonna have an issue with it. I can do this.
How hard can it be?
And again, Busey even says that. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Mr. Athletic, I'm sure. Blah, blah, blah. Wait until you get out there. And then we immediately cut to him flailing, drowning in the water.
He almost dies.
First time he's on the board.
Goes out, immediately just into the water, starts to just
We're literally camera angle under the water.
Right,
like,
with him just watching him tumble. But some nice lady jumps in and saves him.
Well, at first I don't even know if you could tell it's a lady. You just see like dark body. Yeah, you're just
what is this like day for night shot they're doing?
It's like this weird outline they grab that grabs him, pulls him out. Quickly see it is Lori Petty.
Tank Girl saving people
herself.
Again.
We don't know her name yet. We'll find out very shortly right after this moment where we watch Utah start to stalk this girl.
A little bit.
For no reason.
It's weird.
He has literally not eyeballed her at any other time. It's not like we've seen him see her at another beach and then at this beach.
And it's not
so
like
he's
she's even nice to him here.
She's super hateful, but he is literally so just mad. Like, this is the one. She's my in.
She's my in to the surfing.
To surfing world.
Why?
Well, and what's crazier is what's the grand chance that she actually happens to know the gang? He didn't find her because he thought she knew the gang. He found her because he was like, she can introduce me to surfing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. She's like super hateful to him. She's like mad that she had to save him.
Yeah, no, she immediately bolts. He's trying to talk to her.
She gives him shit for his board. She's like, "You just stupid piece of shit fucking board. Pig board.
That's what
everybody keeps giving him shit for that board.
Well, it is, and it does snap later when it comes to it. It doesn't hold.
It does not hold up.
So maybe rightfully so. Like, I don't know enough about surfboards.
But he was kind of using it as it's not intended to be used.
She just jumps right back in the water. She barely lets him talk to her, and so he then, like I was saying, stalks her. Full on binoculars.
Yeah, like cuts to him in his car.
On her,
fucking, she's changing. He's got the binoculars out. It's like, what are you fucking doing?
Straight peeping Tom. He is peeping on her hardcore.
That is not okay. And he's like, oh, I was just checking her license plate to get like her information.
Which is so creepy.
Like, yeah.
Are you being a cop or are you being a creep?
That's totally what you were doing, man. Good cover.
Again, he's just trying to find someone.
Go to like they have teachers.
That's what I was gonna say. Just go to somewhere. Class.
They have surfing class.
Meet someone who's an advanced student in the class or a teacher in the class, and be like, "Hey, you know where some blah, blah,
we had to
this wasn't the way.
We had to have a female interest.
I guess, dude. I don't know if this was the way.
No, let's have her be super hateful and angry. Have him creepily stalk her.
Definitely
run all of her information. Get her address, where she works,
her name, and we find out her name is Tyler. And I don't know about you, but I don't know, was this ever a thing? I have never seen a female Tyler in my life. Yeah, but
not Tyler.
No, her name is Tyler, dude.
That's weird. That's a dude's name.
I've never seen that.
If you're a girl and your name is Tyler, let us know.
Please let me know.
Like, we don't know if that's a real thing. I'm calling a little bullshit.
I feel like the movie was trying to force something on us that just isn't real.
Right?
He looks through her arrest record. I can't use none of that.
Yeah.
And then
I need something. I need an in. This is the most fucked up part.
Yes, it is.
This is
dead parents. Both of her parents died in a plane crash.
That's my in right there. And then
again, like I said, cop or creep.
This is a creep. Fuck you.
Definitely. Because then we see him go to her restaurant where she works and use that on her.
Totally. He gives her this big line of bullshit.
Fakes that his parents are dead.
My mom and dad died, but I always like did what they wanted. So like now I'm finally like trying to live for myself. This was his like audition monologue. You know it was.
Finished law school, but I decided to keep that up.
Right now I just want to surf. I want to do what you do.
Rebel without a cause, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. She buys it though. Asshole. This is why I think he's an asshole. I'm like, I like you, John, Master Utah, whatever we want to call you, but this is where you lose me because there's no like comeback from this. This is super fucked up.
No, it is. It's the most fucked up thing and she brings it up later. Yeah, and it is. And but the fucked up part is she brings it up and then it gets ignored again after.
Yeah, after the.
It was like brought up for convenience, and then again we were just like, oh,
it's
we're not
all better
talk
now.
About
it's fine. We're not gonna talk about it again.
Fucked on a psychological level. That is. He then has convinced her now to teach him to surf, and so we see like the beginnings of her being like, it's like a montage.
Yeah, we get a little mini montage.
The montage begins with her telling him how he's supposed to jump up onto his feet.
Yeah, pop.
And Keanu Reeves so doesn't sell this as a man who's never been on a surfboard. He does that, and I was like, looks legit to me.
Yeah, look good.
That looked fucking solid. That was slick. That man was he went from belly to on his feet.
I would have had to like put a hand on a knee.
No. I could never have done that.
There's none of this hopping move. Up for me.
I was like, and we're supposed to believe he's never done this?
Right, bullshit.
I was like, Keanu, we know your name's Keanu, but you got to pretend like you've never been on a board.
Right, you got to pretend you didn't grow up doing this. Just a little.
And he did not sell that.
Nope.
It's really good that we quickly see that he is supposed to be a quick learner.
Yeah, because he's like immediately
we don't
in the
have
water.
To deal with the fact that he doesn't sell the not being good at it.
Yeah, once they're in the water, he's just like, he's getting it. And she's just like, yeah, you're surfing.
They slow it down.
Which was
Why
really
did they do
weird.
That? I know, like her whole vocal.
You are surfing.
I was like, couldn't we have slowed the visuals down but kept the voice? Did you see the
safety guy in the back sitting on his board? The big clear letters on his shirt. Safety.
Could have just been the lifeguard. You don't know.
But for the set.
I know, but you
don't
on
the
know.
Water, but he was in the frame.
Maybe the lifeguards on that beach wear safety, not life. You don't know.
That's fair, I guess. I will expend disbelief for that one.
My biggest problem with it is still just the slowdown.
The slow-mo. Why'd we slow her down talking? Like all the other shit where he's like falling over and then kind of getting it. That can be in slow-mo. Why is her dialogue stretched out.
Yeah, I don't understand. It was such a weird choice to make it be slowed down. Like you said, they could have slowed down the visual, but kept the voice the same. Because as long as it didn't way off sync, I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed.
Because it's like a 5-second cutaway.
No idea why.
We don't even need her to say that. We could just cut that entirely. If it didn't look right visually, then just cut it. We see that he's surfing.
Yeah,
we don't need someone to say it.
He can stand up. Woohoo!
100% didn't need somebody to say it like that. Once we finally get off of the surfboards back on dry land, we finally get to meet Bodhi.
He's out. He is shredding it. He is out and just riding them waves, just killing it, getting all in the tube, right? Just all slick. Is that actually Patrick Swayze doing that? It looks a lot like him.
It has to be. I'll tell you right now, he generally does. Again, all the fights, they are him.
Yeah,
like we already addressed, he looks like Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's all the Roadhouse.
He's throwing the Roadhouse kicks, so you can tell it's what he learned. But on top of that, the skydiving in this movie is actually him.
There's a lot of scenes where I'm like, that is clearly him skydiving there.
No, it is. He had, before he died, he had over 55 jumps, I think I read. He was a full-time skydiver.
So was he the only one, or did he get like the whole crew to do it with?
Did you watch the movie?
I did.
Did you see that scene? It's only him and the dude in the red shirt. Watch it again. Yeah, watch it again. You can tell it's all on the angle, dude. If you can see all around them, they really jump. If you only see that weird up view,
angle where you can just see blue sky off above them and then wind.
They didn't jump.
He's leaning over a table.
So Keanu is definitely not jumped.
There's just a box fan underneath him. Yeah. He's just leaned over a table.
Everybody, like I said, there's only 2 out of 5 that actually jumped.
We could recreate that shot pretty cheap.
Well, I don't know. They actually did a pretty good job.
No, I'm sure they did like a huge thing. Because
there was at least one time they did a full loop around. We need to stop. We'll be talking about this later.
That's like the end of the movie.
I'll tell you when we get there. I'll stop now. I wouldn't be surprised, though, knowing that he did his own parachuting, to know that he also did his own surfing. Yeah. Patrick Swayze was that kind of guy.
Yeah, that guy.
He liked to do shit for real.
He was a very active, athletic man, and we miss him.
He also joins us on the ground, runs up behind Lori Petty, or Tyler. Tyler.
So weird.
Never going to get used to that. Runs up behind Tyler, starts kissing her.
Yeah, and she's just like, we know each other. It's like, well, obviously, I would hope.
And at this point, it's super bizarre, right? Because we're like, well, he is just undercover, so he's not really trying. I mean, that's fine. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But they still play it like it's awkward.
Right.
Like he's kind of like,
because even Bodhi's like, let me talk to you. Like, who the fuck's this guy? You replacing me or something?
And then he makes fun of his surfing.
He's like, he surfs really good.
She's literally like, he's from like a landlocked state. What are you
like
doing?
Kansas or something.
Leave him the fuck alone.
He stood up. What more do you want from him?
Did pretty good. All right.
Yeah, for real.
For a first time. Although it's not. It's his second, because he almost drowned. He
almost died the first time.
Like a moron.
We're gonna ignore that one though. That one don't count. You never go by yourself. That was like, why wasn't Pappas there with him at least? Like sitting on the beach, make sure he doesn't die.
Then he runs off, and she's like, he's a searcher.
He's always looking for that perfect ride.
He's looking for the biggest high.
Yeah, right? He's an adrenaline junkie.
He was an extreme sports person before extreme sports were a thing, right? Like, I mean, like obviously the sports were a thing. It's just before we lumped them all into a category,
started putting them on ESPN,
extreme,
but started giving people awards.
So he likes he likes to skydive, he likes to surf,
drive
he likes
fast.
Anything that's gonna make your heart pound.
If you handed him a skateboard, I'm sure he'd find something to do with it. The only thing we don't really see him do is like skateboard or ride a bike. The only extreme sports we don't get.
During the whole moment when he was there, though, did you notice going back to what you said about the board? Everybody gives some shit.
He does. He's just like, nice board. It reminds me of a 57 Chevy I used to have. It's like, God damn it.
Again, I just had to make sure we point
his balls about that board.
Everybody, like you said, everybody that sees him says something about that board until it's no longer there.
Yeah.
We get a cutaway. We find out the reason Bodhi ran up and was whispering in her ear was to invite her, and I guess by proxy, now that she bitched about it,
about him
Utah going
he's cool.
To a midnight beach football game. They play it like it's supposed to be the most testosterone fueled thing, right? Like the music shifts and we see them and they're going hard, and I'm like, no matter what you tell me right now, you're a bunch of dudes on the beach. Like, I know it's midnight and you're trying to, there's like a bonfire in the background. You got the Jeeps all huddled around with their lights on. I'm not feeling testosterone.
I'm not seeing many like hard tackles until the very end of this scene. The rest of it, I'm like, oh, y'all are playing touch football. That's fine. Because Tyler even runs a touch touchdown. Like, ain't nobody gonna tackle her.
But then you're right though. It ends with fucking a total showdown moment, right? That's what it's supposed to. It's built up. It's Bodie versus Utah.
This is the competition right here because Bodie's got the ball. Utah is after him, and he starts shoulder checking dudes out of his fucking way
because he wants him, dude.
He is after Bodie. He's like, I'll show you. You ain't getting away
into
from me.
The water,
right?
Dude. Crash,
bam.
It was good.
Pisses his boys off though. One dude comes up ready to fight, like,
ready
dude,
to go.
what the fuck?
So this is the one thing I'll say. I don't know if he originally intended to use his full name while undercover, or if this moment forced his hand.
Yeah, I don't remember he ever like
might have known his name was Johnny.
Yeah,
but not known that he was Johnny Utah.
Yeah,
right.
I can't remember.
But
this one is definitely
and this is why you would never use him as an undercover agent, because he has this past.
Yes, it would.
This is like we said.
Him.
There's the whole undercover thing is such a giant plot hole for the whole movie because it doesn't work on 1,000 levels.
Right.
This point is one of the first levels we see it not work on. The fact that he was such a college football star that people know him by name
in California. He played in Ohio. The Ohio State Buckeyes.
But here's the thing, dude. College football,
it's on TV,
it's like that,
right?
Dude.
Like it's like, God.
You know, we live in a state where college sports are more important than other sports because we don't have other sports teams,
right?
So you understand this more than other people. People who they know who
those fucking players are, man.
You can't take the chance that you're going to have a dude in regular society not bump into someone that might know him if he's that big of a star.
Especially, maybe
football.
A group of dudes who are currently playing football.
Well, and are into sports and like athleticism and extreme things.
All that good manly testosterone shit.
They probably all started from a place of football.
Yeah,
right? Like that's a pretty that's
high school football.
If you want to go for the world of like sports, like team sports, that's probably one of the more extreme ones. You're more likely to get hurt. Your adrenaline's
wrestling,
pumping,
maybe.
Right? You get my point. Like basketball ain't the one.
You ain't getting a lot of like bumps or anything playing baseball.
So you understand my point here. So they probably all started from a world like that, and so it's like these guys would know
immediately.
Well, and that's even what Bodie says. Bodie doesn't just recognize him; he says to everybody else, like, "You guys should know this guy, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't you recognize Johnny Utah?" And then lists off all the accolades and the things,
the Rose Bowl, all this other shit.
That's where I saw you.
One dude's just like, "number 9. I thought I recognized."
Right?
Like,
and so it's like,
damn,
holy
you
shit.
are the worst undercover agent ever.
Like I know
immediately.
I know that Pappas was like, "I'm too old," but I'm like, dude, maybe that would have worked in your favor.
Yeah, you could have been the cool old.
You retired
just
and you wanted to learn how to surf.
Yeah, just roll up, stoned as shit one day. Be like, "Yo, guys, I want to learn to surf. I'm retired and I got nothing better to do." They'd be like, "Cool, old man, get on the board."
But this is the point, though. We see that he full on goes, either his cover is blown and he just rolls with it, or he fully intended to always use his full name while undercover. Can you call it undercover work?
If it's your real name.
If the only thing that you're not telling them is that
like
you're
what
a police
your job
officer.
is like, no, I'm a lawyer. I'm not
not
an
a police
FBI.
officer, excuse me, an FBI agent.
Not an FBI agent. I'm a lawyer.
Can you call that undercover?
I get 2 truths and a lie. A and B are true, so you have no reason to suspect C isn't.
Pappas even starts referring to this as undercover work. You know, like up until now, we've not actually heard someone say that.
No, but after this, it's undercover work.
We hear them say it.
He hasn't. You can't use your real name. Don't ever use your real name if you're trying to remain incognito.
And then we see him. They're like walking through the office. McKinley gives him some shit.
He's carrying the
surfboard. But this is also the point where I wanted to point out. We see the transformation, right? Previously, we saw both of them in suits, right? They're both now walking through the
beach clothes.
Yeah, they're both in the beach clothes.
They're beach bum chic.
But the thing is, Pappas isn't doing undercover work. So why does he need to be in these clothes?
He just wants to be comfortable. This is what he looks like on his off time, I guess.
But it's not.
He's
he's
not.
Wearing the weird, you know, the 90s graphic,
fucking,
like the tees with the weird patterns and shit.
Yeah.
He's definitely wearing some younger, hipper clothes than what Gary Busey
than what he's
been
wearing.
Yeah.
It's true.
This is the moment where they start coming up with a theory, right? And
because
hey,
Agent Cox was chewing them out, and he's like, "What do you got? You ain't got shit." And Keanu
And
Reeves looks at him, he's just like,
brainstorming.
"I got my first tube today, though."
Well, I mean, even after
that was before, but then after they're like, "What do we got? What can we do?"
And they start the chemical
composition of the water in somebody's hair. I
didn't really understand. It was a little bit of a logical leap
something
here.
about chemicals in the water getting
and
in hair,
and so then all of a sudden they needed other surfers' hair samples,
so they go around
so they could
hair
match
samples
it to know which beaches they're surfing at.
To find the beach that the gang surfs at, they're gonna go gather hair samples.
And so we see them first. We see Pappas, right?
Mm-hmm. There's two dudes. They're under like a towel, and they're clearly smoking some weed.
Oh, you see
they're
the smoke,
coughing. There's smoke coming out.
And he rips the towel off. This is our surprise. This is the one that we saved for you.
This is the one.
He rips the towel off to Joe from the Stone Age.
It's Joe from the Stone Age. Clearly, it is the same person.
No.
Same outfit, same hair.
Yes.
It is the same guy.
Yeah. I mean, if he turned around, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a BOC.
He finally,
right? If that was a BOC.
A BOC jacket. He finally ditched that one asshole. I can't remember his fucking name. Hubs. Yeah, he finally
ditched
Hubs.
You really are bad with names, aren't you?
I am. God.
He's like, I'm not looking at the notes for that movie right now, Shane.
Yeah,
I
don't have that notebook is gone. It was full. I have a whole new notebook now.
I couldn't have referenced that if I wanted to, man.
Not without going back and watching the movie again.
Yeah, so we see him and he made up a reason.
I'm making a wig for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it was so
some
of their hair.
He snipped the hair off. Dude, he's mad. He's looking at his buddy.
Hair.
He cut so high pitched when he says it too.
He didn't bust his, but he cut my hair. I'd have been that way. I'd have been pissed.
Utah's confrontation was funnier to me though.
Yeah.
He just straight up walks up to a dude and he's like, "Hey man, stop, dude, don't move. You got a thing.
You have a thing.
Give me a second." And then he rips hair out of the dude's head.
Dude's just like, "Ow, fuck,
Pappas
man."
He's cut.
Yeah, he had scissors and shit. He just yanks this dude.
And he shoves it into the towel and pretends like he's holding.
He's like, "Oh man, you're lucky. I just saved your life."
Guys, let me look at it.
Can I see?
No, man, it's wicked. You want to see?
I'd been like, "Fuck you, man. Show me. What'd you just do?"
Utah showing us that he's picked up the surfer lingo.
Mm-hmm.
It's wicked, man. It's gnarly. You don't want to look
totally
at it.
Gnarly, bro. You don't want to see it.
He even turned around with that smirk on his face like, I know how to blend in. So
it's his native tongue. It wasn't hard for him. Was there another one or was it just
no,
those
it was
two?
Just those
it was just those two?
And then we see them start talking about how they figure out which.
They're
like, oh, it's this and this.
Machine.
And it runs a thing, and he's like, oh, they name what beach, and literally Utah's like, oh, I know that one. This is where he drops Point Break, right? He's like, it's the one that's
Point
this.
Break.
He's got a Point Break.
It's gnarly rides.
And I was just like, so he just became like, it's been 2
weeks.
2 weeks, and he's like,
he knows
full
all
surfing
the good
encyclopedia.
Now.
Well, full, just like, I mean, again, full, like, he knows it. He knows it well enough to know that and knows those terminologies. I was like, come on now.
One night with these guys, and you played football. You didn't even surf with them.
You weren't surfing with them. All you have is like 3 hours of surfing with Tyler, who, as far as we can tell, is at best maybe just doing this on the side. Like, she's not a full-on surfer.
She does this
she's
on
not
the
Bodie.
weekend. She works at a restaurant.
She lives here.
Yeah, this is
her
home.
I mean, Bodie and his group travel.
Yeah,
to surf.
That's their whole deal.
That's their gig. Since they now know what beach
they know what beach to go to.
We see that Utah is like, all right, well, I'll go surf at that beach.
We're going to go surfing, and Pappas is going to sit in the car with his binoculars.
And watch it. Again.
And talk to him on the radio.
Wait, we don't get there yet. I want to talk about... Well, no, I don't want you to jump the gun, because I need to get mentally prepared for that, because that was outrageous. Right now, we just see him looking. Then we see a fight break out in the water, right?
Yeah, him and a dude collide on the wave, and that dude just comes up and sucker punches him in the face.
Dude, it was intense.
Get out of my fucking wave, asshole. Boom. And then cuts the rope to his board and shit. And he had to go find it.
Chase it down. That stupid fucking board.
Stupid fucking board.
After that altercation and the ripcord fight, he runs back to it. He grabs his board. He runs back to his towel. Now's when he starts talking to him
on the radio thing.
This bothered me so much. It was so big. He didn't keep it under the towel, which is what you should do, right? Like, just pretend like you're
drying your face while you're talking to it. No, he just kind of, you can see the antenna.
You can see the whole top of the fucking plastic unit. It's like one of those
giant freaking like Vietnam War fucking
I was
radios.
like, what are we fucking doing right now? You're supposed to be...
You are not hiding very well. It's very obvious what you're doing.
Right? Then we see him walk off out of eyesight, right?
Yeah, he goes behind some bushes.
He's going to shower.
He's going to go to the shower and shit, but it's behind bushes, and Pappas can't see him anymore, and he's like, shit.
At first, he's like, all right. But then it takes too long, and he starts radio to him.
Better not be trying to pick up no babes.
Answer me. What happens? He gets surrounded by a group of guys. It's the dude from the
The
water
dude
and his
that
buddies.
punched him, he went and got him and is like, we're going to
acting like he's the again, like at this point you're the aggressor, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they all surrounded.
it was an accidental bump in the water, and now you punched him, and now you're like, hey buddies, I want you to come help me beat this guy's ass that I already.
He dinged my board.
But again,
you punished him.
Yeah, like right now, what are we doing?
He was aptly punished. That was over. You
we
punched
do find
him
out
and fucked his board.
Well,
up.
we find out they are surf Nazis.
Yeah,
so,
they are.
They're just a bunch of douches,
a bunch of assholes anyway. But Utah's he tries to be like, all right, I guess this is the part where you guys tell me I need to leave and I can't be on your beach. We're gonna skip right
past that.
No, we're gonna skip that and just beat your ass.
And they start.
And he's like, all
right,
they
start rolling.
He didn't back down for a second. No. He uses the board,
snaps it,
and it gets snapped in half. So it was either a shitty board or that guy is super strong.
It's a shitty board.
I'm going to agree with you. It was a shitty board.
Dude
was in like pretty good shape, but
Pappas finally realizes he needs to run, right? Did you notice as he's running to the bushes that we couldn't see from, right? Anthony Kiedis comes flying and does like a roll out of it. I was like, what the fuck? He's just showing off that he knows how to do it.
He does combat rolls. I'm showing off my resume here.
I was just like, God damn, there ain't no way Keanu Reeves threw this motherfucker that hard.
He did the Swayze kick, but we didn't get to see it. The big roundhouse. Wow. Actually, Keanu Reeves actually isn't that good of a fighter. He'll go.
Dude, he doesn't.
He'll go. He don't care, but he's like more of a puncher. He ain't got a lot of like ground game or kicking.
Before Pappas can actually get there to save the day, Bodie shows up.
Yeah, Bodie shows up, and he
does give us the roundhouse kick.
He does.
Roadhouse kick.
Because the Roadhouse roundhouse.
They call it a roundhouse, and that's the joke from Family Guy. But that kick is not a roundhouse. It's not.
No.
It's nowhere. There's no pivot. Yeah, there's no pivot.
You need a pivot. Taekwondo for a minute, didn't you?
Yeah, so you need a pivot for it to be a roundhouse.
I'm not a kicker.
This is just like a throw my leg in the air. I don't know what to call his kicks.
An arc kick.
Well, and they always look so crazy. And again, that's why you can know, like it looks just like it did in Roadhouse. Because the way he does it, like it makes his body take up so much room. His looks so expansive.
Grew 4 or 5 inches somehow.
It looks so wild when he does this.
He has a lot of. It's that dancer.
I guess, dude. He knows how to really.
When he did like ballet, he can really reach.
Right. We see him. He kicks the shit out of these guys. He knows them all by name, and he's like, "Fucking leave him alone.
He's with me.
I'm telling you." And they're like, "I don't fucking like it, but all right."
This was all very stimulating, but we're gonna leave now.
As soon as they leave, he tells us this is when we find out they're surf Nazis. They're literally
surf Nazis. It's not just like they're being asked like, no, they're Nazis who surf.
Well, this is a thing, dude. Like, surf Nazis must die. It's a movie.
I was gonna say, isn't that a movie?
Yes, and so that's what I mean. Like, it's a thing. I just didn't realize how much of a thing.
I didn't either.
Surf Nazi punks,
even, yeah. Because they got the crazy fucking hair and shit.
Yeah, Anthony Kiedis, his hair is
wild,
fucking crazy, man.
I would have almost called it like a Viking haircut, but that's an insult to my people.
That mixed with the early '90s
where he
Kiedis teeth when he's they're so
yeah.
sharp and jagged. It's a vibe. It's scary. It would scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it would me too. Just fucking like, man, and he's all like wiry and super muscly.
Yeah, Pappas shows up.
He comes running in to help, but it's too late. But he doesn't want to blow his cover. So he's like, "Did you see that kid who stole my damn stereo?
Just ran past here.
He's real quick. I give him that."
Now this was what was crazy to me. He's supposed to be a random guy. Why then does Utah say no? But there's some dudes you should check out over there. To the random
dude. Ask those guys we just beat the shit out of. They might have seen the kid with the stereo. Wink, wink, wink.
Right? Like I was like, this is bizarre. Weird.
Maybe just say, I don't know. Maybe check that way.
Well, it's because he was trying to.
Go arrest those guys.
Well, he didn't want him to arrest them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He is saying, I think those are our people. I only am wanting to pause to say this out loud now because the movie never does that kindness for us. We don't know that they are suspecting these surf Nazis as the people until like they're at the house. And
they're like following behind them in the car.
Oh, you guys think they are the ones?
Oh, they have a rap sheet and all this other shit that he's going on.
But you know what I mean? Like up until that moment, wasn't it kind of like...
it's like, I just got in a fight with some dickhead locals, right?
And so I think that like that's what the nudge moment about the conversation was supposed to be.
These guys.
Yeah, he was saying, watch those
You think he like was already thought he'd been been made?
I have no idea.
Since the night before, where everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Johnny Utah, the football star, is here."
I don't know. Looking at it after the fact and trying to make it make sense.
Yeah, trying to put it together.
That's the best I can get for us. Is that was a moment of where he was like, these dudes, like, hey, partner.
Yeah, dude, go look into these guys to see what kind of truck they get into, so we can follow them later. But then him and Bodhi start walking off to the dude's car, and he gets invited to the party over at Bodhi's house.
I don't know where your house is.
He's talking about like, man, like those guys, those Nazis, they don't understand like the spiritualness of the sea and all this other shit.
Gets so hippie.
And Utah's just like, you're not gonna start chanting at me, are you? He's like, I might. And I'm like, I'd do it. Give me a chant.
It's so hippie, free love.
Hippie,
and then he's
shit.
like icing on the cake because the way he already acts with Tyler.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, just come out to my place. Don't know where your place is at. Oh, just come with Tyler. She knows. I was like, dude, that was
it's rubbing
scummy.
It in. It's like, right? Dude, okay, I get it. You got there first.
That was such a
chill,
scummy way to say it, wasn't it?
Right.
Like, you're just like, dude, really?
In case you forgot, I fucked her first.
Been there. Done that.
Enjoy my seconds. Why are you being like that, dude? It's that alpha male bullshit.
Pappas loses it on Utah for the stupidity of this moment.
You have your radio on you if you're gonna go out of line of sight. We're like, okay, Dad, fuck.
Well, and then he also says about the weapon and the badge, and I'm like, no, he's undercover.
Why are we losing?
Why are we forgetting this?
Right? I'll just tuck my gun in my wetsuit real quick. That won't be noticeable or get ruined in the salt water. I'll rust your barrel real fucking quick.
And then during the ride, we hear, again, it's still not outright said, but the slight insinuation that they think these...
Yeah, because they're following behind these dickheads. Yeah. They're in their little truck just driving like assholes.
Well, we see him kind of like sitting. We see them actually like follow him and sit there and they
to their house.
Transition to the other guys, hand them the cold pizza.
Yeah, they're like, night shift. Here you go, dickheads.
Enjoy the cold pizza.
It's good for breakfast.
And then after the conversation, he's like, "Don't forget, tomorrow morning we got an important meeting.
Right?
They're
gonna push the warrant through. We got to do this shit in the morning. You better go get you some sleep."
Of course, what does he do?
Party.
And I mean party, because when
this
he
party
gets
looks
to
dope.
Bodhi's house, this is like hedonism. This is like straight fucking debauchery going on in this
fucking
place.
villa going on here. They got Hendrix playing, everybody's drinking, smoking dope, having a great fuck time, talking about all the past waves that they fucking got. Roach
big
up there
wave
talking
chasing and shit.
There's like fucking like 30 feet, man.
They're all arguing with each other.
Just shrank up.
They're arguing with each other about where the
best place is.
They're like,
and then,
the one guy says it's here. He's like, oh, it couldn't be there. That's flat stupid, man.
Yeah, and Bodhi speaks up. It's over at Bell's Bay or whatever.
And they're like, no, it's bigger somewhere else. He's like, no, but it's gonna be.
There's gonna be the 50-year storm.
No, that's the best part. Like, they're all talking about actual things they have surfed.
Yeah,
right?
like
and
things they've actually done.
He throws out speculative things for the future, and they're all like, well, that was stupid then, dude. We're talking about places.
That's a myth. One of them even says.
We're talking about actual waves we've been on. We're not saying waves we hope we're gonna see.
But yeah, Bells Beach, Australia. That's where Bodhi thinks the big mythic fucking storm next year, and he's gonna be there, baby.
Couldn't catch him anywhere else.
Nope.
I was like,
he'll die to get there.
And then he explains this weird, wild idea of the 50-year storm.
Right.
Every 50 years, Mother Nature wants to really make sure we're paying attention.
Twice a century, Mother Nature makes sure we see how small we really are, or something like. Because that's all he is, man. He is that guy who's like, I speak in really flowery, poetic language, and I get the weak-minded to buy into my bullshit.
Much like I said before, they're just the guys like to chase that high.
Yeah, you got to go, man.
That and adrenaline amped rush high.
Yeah,
so they're always just looking for more and better and crazier, and that's what they're talking to us about. And then he throws out the line: if you want the ultimate, you gotta be really willing to pay the ultimate price. Fucking badass, dude.
Bodhi's so cool but dumb.
Right, exactly.
He's so dumb, but he's so cool.
But that was so badass. Like, I'm like, I don't agree with you at all.
But that's so fucking cool.
But the way you said it, with the conviction you said it, dude, like, I would follow you.
I would. I'd go with you. I'd regret it, but I'd go with you.
I would do it. I would instantly be like, this was stupid.
Why'd I jump off this cliff?
This conversation was the step too far. Tyler had to walk away.
Yeah, she leaves.
Because she's already told us she doesn't like it.
Yeah. They go too far for her. And she even tries to warn Utah.
She tells him, like, they're adrenaline junkies.
He'll take you to the edge and past it if you're not careful.
Yeah, if you're willing to, he'll take you. And he'll go further.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to listen.
And then we get stealth surfing. Did you see that sick board he gave him?
Yes.
The black one?
The blackout surfboard.
That was so cool.
I love it. He refers to this as a stealth mission.
Right.
And then gives him a blackout surfboard.
That was super fucking cool.
Badass,
I'm like,
man.
we gonna go like surf up on something and rob it or something, like a sneak.
Well, and then the whole
sneak
time
surfing.
Well, then the whole time he starts bitching him. He's like, I can barely do this in broad daylight. I can't see anything out here.
I am gonna fucking die.
And we see the dumbest way of opening up lighter fluid I have ever seen in my life.
This is where I first saw Rosie and I was like, what's with this fucking weird biker guy here? He stabs it. And then just all over the fucking, and then lights it on fire.
I was like, that's not effective.
You're going to light yourself on fire, which I think he's trying to do because he like sticks his foot in the fire.
Puts his foot over top of it.
And all this other shit.
I don't know.
Rosie's a weird guy.
He definitely is. I agree, though. Rosie's strange,
he
especially for a guy we don't see that much.
Yeah, but he sticks out because you're like, what's this fucking biker dude?
Because he's in the middle of a bunch of surfers.
He looks like he should be at a Judas Priest concert, not hanging out on the beach.
We hear some more Bodhi sounding like a transcendental surf
guru
meditation
or whatever.
Guru. I don't even remember any of this.
No, you must respect a Buddha if you wish to surf or some bullshit.
It's something insane.
He gets up. Utah starts actually like legit surfing.
It works. Yay. That's the point of it, though. That's the point of it, right? It's the fact that it works. He says this weird meditation
a little bit.
He's like, it's not going to work. And then it does. In my note, I literally say, oh, this is the moment we see it. He's going to take him past the edge.
Yep. He's starting to buy into the bullshit. He's buying in.
As she already said, he'll take you there. And then further, he took him there. This was
your
there.
edge.
This was there.
This was your, I'm going to die if I do this.
And now he's going to take you further.
And now you didn't die.
And he knows it. He knows you committed this far. Hook. He's got you. Because this guy's fucking Surf Charles Manson.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. We got the fucking Surf Manson family here.
That's what it is, dude.
It really
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not. I didn't even think of that. That's good.
We're not even going to bother with too much on this. They have hanky-panky on the beach.
Oh, yeah. Tyler and him hook up. It's awkward. And not even like the hooking up part. Because that's standard Hollywood bullshit. You got to have the stuff for the ladies, right? My biggest problem was the next morning when he's late for the fucking raid. This scene goes on for literally almost 2.5 minutes of him just going back and forth like, oh, I don't want to leave. Oh, I'm going to leave. No, I don't want to leave. Forever. That it killed me. I had to fast forward through it.
Not only that, can we also, though, address how fucked up they left that beach? Aren't surfers known for not doing that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That place is trash.
It is trash. There's bottles. The fire pit's still fucking like half smoked and shit.
I was like, no. Especially Bodhi giving this like close to nature speech and shit. I'm like, they would not have done that.
No, there's like empty beer cans and shit everywhere. This whole scene is bullshit.
From start to finish, they thought it was good and it wasn't.
We could have ended at him getting up and buying into Bodhi's bullshit.
That's where it should stop.
And then we leave to go get Jimmy John's.
We didn't need lovemaking. We didn't need the wake up. We didn't need to see that the beach was trashed. All of that could have just been straight out of here. We could have just went straight to him at the raid.
Late. You wanted to show up? You're late to your own raid, you asshole.
Because again, we wouldn't have even needed to see that he hooked up with her to know he was late. He went out to the fucking party and night surf.
That's a good enough reason.
That's already why he was late.
Yeah, I overslept because I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning surfing like an asshole.
You guys took it too far, Hollywood.
For real.
Before we get started, I want to say, and they barely touch on it, but then they act like it's not a problem. He shouldn't be here at all.
No, he's undercover.
These are people that might recognize him.
Well, definitely will recognize him. He got in a fight with him the other day.
Well, but again, their thought is they're arresting these guys. Like, it's half thought out, half not. This is why it's such a problem.
Yeah.
They're acting like, oh, these are definitely the guys, so we're arresting them so it doesn't matter. But at the same time, fucking Pappas literally says, you should
are
stay
undercover.
Hidden.
You stay
Don't blow your cover.
Right.
Implying that he also believes maybe these aren't our guys, so you might still need this cover.
That he shouldn't be there at all. And there should be more than 4 of you to do this raid on a house. There shouldn't it like FBI has their own SWAT, right? Isn't that their job?
Yes, it's all wrong.
4 dudes gonna raid this house.
Pappas has a microphone taped to him because he's gonna be the one that goes to the front door.
He's gonna be the distraction.
I lost my dog.
Where's Scooby?
Scooby. Of all the fucking names. I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna believe you have a dog. No one actually has a dog named Scooby.
Why didn't you just say Lassie or something?
It was like, come the fuck on. He's going around, he's pretending, he knocks on the door.
And the chick in her underwear answers it.
Yeah.
So at least these like Nazi dudes are having a good time, I guess.
We see Utah get to the window that he got told
back. He's got the little mirror.
Stay at the ledge. What is that? I can't believe he just keeps that.
Stick.
He looks in through the thing.
Again, spying on people. Bitch in the shower. He lingered
too long.
I saw it. You
Well,
lingered.
Again, that's outrageous that he has this. He stops looking for a second to see outside because the mower.
Yes, the dude starts the mower on him.
Before we go any further, I realized we went right. This wasn't one of no one in our police force saw this guy. This is just one of those scenes we saw as they went through the house real quick. The dude was putting beer
in his Cheerios. I saw that. He's just pouring beer in his Cheerios.
Again, this isn't for anybody. This was one of those things where we just know it, but as the viewer.
I've seen people use like water or orange juice.
I thought it was so fucking gross, dude. I was like,
would never
eat the dry Cheerios.
Yeah, just
man.
eat it. It's okay to eat dry cereal. I prefer it that way, actually.
I was like, God damn. Well, and Cheerios ain't the type that's gonna fuck your mouth up dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this ain't Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it ain't Captain Crunch. Fuck.
You're gonna be good. It's not fiber. It's not fiberglass.
Frosted mini wheats.
Yeah,
that'll tear your mouth up.
I just wanted to point that out. We can get back on track. So yeah, in the middle of watching with his little tiny fucking
tiny telescopic mirror,
the neighbor starts a lawnmower up, freaks him out. He almost shoots the neighbor.
He does.
I swear to God,
he does. He was going for his gun. It's a tense situation.
And then he calms down. He looks back, and when he looks back, he realizes he never should have looked away, which is exactly true.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. Especially if you're going to do this with 4 fucking guys, everybody needs to pay attention.
Be on top of their shit because these dudes are pulling out a fucking arsenal.
It's outrageous.
One dude has a Steyr AUG fully automatic.
This
dude.
shit
Like, where did you get that in the 90s?
I was gonna say this shit looked futuristic for the 1991.
Right, this is some high tech fucking equipment for 91.
Like, it was crazy.
That's
why I said, I was like, did they pull this out of space?
This is during the assault rifle ban, so it's not like you could just go buy it like you can now.
They all pull out crazy guns.
He tries to radio the other guys to tell Pappas not to fucking pull his badge.
And during all this is when we hear and see that indeed the Nazi got thrown out earlier wasn't just to be like, these guys are like douche level, not, you know, like that level douche. No, apparently these guys are indeed Nazis. They're saying it left and right. We're seeing some of the shit in the house.
There's like swastikas in the house.
But the one dude, war child
or whatever, he's like Puerto Rican or something.
Native American at the least.
He's
got curly black hair.
He is naturally tanned.
6 foot tall. He's like
7
beast of a dude.
Huge dude.
And I'm just like, I don't know what he
even has
is.
like the ornamental like leather belt with the knife in it.
I was like, I don't know what he is, but he is not a Nazi.
He would be killed by a Nazi.
An honorary member of the neo-Nazi party. He hates everybody, including his own family.
How fucked up you gotta be to get the Nazis to like you if you ain't even a white dude?
I don't know.
I wouldn't fuck with that guy. What'd he have to do to get the Nazis respect?
I'm glad that you recognize how outrageous this guy being a Nazi was. But yeah, so then we get this crazy like scene through the house. It goes bad. It goes bad shitty, so quick, so fast for everybody involved. Good guys, bad guys, everybody. Anthony Kiedis shoots himself in the foot.
Yeah, he blows his foot off. Like,
and I mean, it's bad.
All these dudes end up being shot. The bitch who was taking a shower jumps out and stabs one of the FBI dudes. And
that was the craziest part. That was her coming out of the bathroom.
She didn't give a fuck. That bitch was hardcore. She kind of fucked Utah up for a little bit.
She was more hardcore than some of the gang members.
She put up more of a fight than the dudes did.
Right?
But
then Curls. That's what I got. Curls. Yeah, Curls guy fucking gets tackled out of the window. Right out the window. Utah just showing off.
Yeah, that football man. He went for it.
He's just showing off. But then we see all this like this fight go down, and it comes down to the knife comes out. The lawnmower's on its side.
Like on his side.
He's trying to push his face into it, and then he's pulling the knife up to him. We just see his face getting closer and closer to the lawnmower. Throws this knife into this lawn
the lawnmower blades.
This isn't your normal.
No,
like,
it's like the old school like push one, but they attached a motor to it.
Yeah, it's got the claws. Right?
It's got the drum of blades.
The drum of like claw blades.
Yeah, dude, the thing was vicious.
This is one of the most dangerous things that happens in this movie.
The knife blade hitting it and shit,
and it
going wherever.
We don't know where it went.
Anywhere.
That could have literally went into his own face when he decided to do this.
Could have just come back right at him.
This were at least a rotary blade. You'd know that it would go where it smacked.
Yeah, and
right?
Follow the
This is not a rotary blade. This is the kind of thing where it's going to get hit and it could be janked between 2 blades and snap out anywhere.
Any direction.
This was the most dangerous in a movie full of extreme sports and crazy shit.
The knife versus lawnmower, most dangerous.
This was the most dangerous, insane thing that was done in the movie, for sure.
But luckily, Pappas gets there right at the last second. He shoots the motor.
He shoots the motor,
which is is equally dangerous. That bullet easily could have. That's not thin. That's not thick metal.
But look, at this point, he's already shown us he's a badass.
Oh, yeah, because he shot that one dude. Yeah.
He's holding the bitch.
She had that bitch and woman gun to her head, and he just shoots in between her and full headshot.
It was the cheapest effects I've ever seen, right?
It's like the Halloween ones you can get.
Spirit gum. That's what it's called,
just sit there and put it on there, a little bit of fake blood.
Yeah, you could see it. I was like,
we could make this effect.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude. I'm glad you guys tried. You didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, B+ for effort.
Yeah. Yeah, so they already gave us precedence for him being a good enough shot to come out and be able to pierce the one spot he would need to.
And not hit my partner.
And stop that mower. He did just throw metal at a mower that could then throw that projectile of metal into his partner's face, much like the knife.
A little shrapnel never hurt anybody. I'm still packing some from Nam.
These guys are so insane.
They will get the job done.
The whole time they were outside fighting, right? Like you can tell how hard he's trying to make sure the dude doesn't look up at him.
Yeah, he's trying to like keep his face turned away from him and everything.
Well, but then what gets outrageous is then he gets handcuffs put on him and the dude doesn't even try to look anymore. I was like, what's happening?
He's just like face down in the dirt.
I was like, they were in a fight.
I'd be cussing.
I'd be looking at the dude I was just fighting with.
I'd be looking you right in the eye and cussing your ass.
He doesn't even try.
Fuck you,
Once
man.
the handcuffs are on, he just like you said, face in the ground.
Just sad. Oh, I lost.
I was like, now's the time you could have blown his cover.
This is where you just start running your mouth, right? Like, I'm already handcuffed. It can't get any worse. I'm going to call you every name in the book.
We find out, though, they fucked up.
Yeah, this was unfortunate. It was a DEA sting operation.
And they fucked everything up. The guy with the Cheerios
The guy with the Cheerios and the beer was apparently a DEA agent.
Undercover.
He's been working on this for months. And
he knows for a fact that one of the robbery dates, these guys were in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, so you guys...
Other side of the goddamn country, guys.
You guys fucked my whole investigation up. Fuck you guys. So they're in a little bit of trouble.
This is one of the other times, like we said, McGinley's not in it a lot, but this is one of the times we see him, right? He's looking at them pissed off, like, y'all fucked up. Right?
Wouldn't he be the one who has to give the okay to do this?
And wouldn't he be the one that's responsible for finding out if another agency is working in an area they're working?
Isn't there like
it's not theirs. They're field agents. It's not their job to do that. It would be his job as the office person.
Yeah, he should have been the one to clear that. Been like, hey, DEA, you got any agents in play on these guys?
So what?
No, they ran their names. Their names should have popped up under investigation from DEA.
Yeah, no, because we hear his name. I know for a fact that his name. He was also undercover with his. What is this movie, dude? They're all undercover with their real names.
With their real names.
Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this?
They're not good at undercover work.
On top of everything else, right? One of the things that we skirted past is that at this point, we even know that Bodhi even knows where he lives.
Yeah, knows where his house is.
It's insane, man. Tyler knows where he lives. We've seen that. We've seen her. And so it's like, dude, if Tyler knows where he lives, and we can assume that she's close with them, in theory, they would know where. This movie doesn't understand undercover.
This is my real address, my real name. Here's my social security number, email. All, this is before email, but whatever. All of my information, but I'm not an FBI agent. I'm a lawyer.
Yep.
That's the only lie. And my parents are dead.
Now we see Tyler at his house.
Yeah, they're in bed, and he's thinking.
And Bodhi shows up
at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I would have been super pissed.
If we couldn't already make the assumption that they knew where he lived. Right. Now we know for a fact they did indeed know. And he wasn't surprised. He wasn't like they shouldn't know.
It's just like, what the fuck are you doing here this early? Was kind of
but
the
it
thing.
Wasn't like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't know where here is. It was literally just
it's
like,
5
this is
in
the wrong time.
Because he looks at the clock. Like, what the hell?
You get my point? Like, he has so lost the plot about what it means to be undercover. He doesn't know the difference anymore. They've bled so much together.
You're not really a surfer. They don't know you to know where you live.
Right?
And you damn sure shouldn't be fucking one of them.
But so then we see Bodhi's like, no, you gotta come with me. We're gonna go ride this crazy rave.
5-foot swells over to whatever the fuck.
Right now. It's supposed to be nighttime, but it's not.
It's a day for night shot.
Right?
Like it's like they tried really hard, but it's clearly a day for night shot.
They did the same thing earlier.
Yeah, during the night.
You can see too bright of a light
You can
out of the
see
water.
the sun reflecting off the water. Day for night only works during land shots.
They did it once. They shouldn't have went back and done it a second time.
No,
right?
Really
like they were pushing it too hard.
Yeah.
But so while he's out though, he finally, again, how he could, as soon as they found out these guys weren't the ones, how his brain didn't automatically go, well, the only other tight-knit group I've seen.
Surfers I know.
But it didn't.
They're a pretty tight-knit group. Their leader's charismatic.
What is the thing that you think cinched it for him?
It's when homie pulls his ass out.
Thank you.
He's like, I know that ass anywhere.
Well,
I spent many an hour looking at that brown eye.
Well, he knows it's adrenaline junkies, and one of them has a thing about mooning shit.
Yeah.
And so as soon as he saw it, that's exactly what I have. I was like, God damn, if that guy wouldn't have done it, he might have still, Utah might have still just
went surfing and never thought another goddamn thing about it.
But no,
this
guy
disappeared at the end of the season.
This guy had to be stupid. Had to whip his ass out again.
Had to show his ass.
And so now he knows.
I'm full of puns today.
And so now he's going rogue, right? He does not tell Pappas until after he's already...
He went and investigated on his own. He
tells Pappas, he's like, I went following him.
Followed him to a bank.
Well, he goes,
put all their shit in storage.
Like, in the beginning, it was boring. He didn't do nothing. But then he went to a bank, and they were there, him and Roach, and they were there for 20 minutes.
And he's like, it out.
He goes, that could have been cashing a check. My notes are like literally, if it took 20 minutes for a bank to cash your check, you need to find a new bank. That was the dumbest thing I've ever. This is part of when I started to say,
in the 90s,
this is part of when I started to say, I think Pappas is in on it.
Yeah, a little bit. It sounds like he's trying to cover for him a little bit.
He's just trying to dash, right? Like he's just trying to dash these thoughts. Like, no, you're wrong.
On top of that, does Bodie look like the kind of guy who carries checks?
Yeah,
he's got crumpled ones in a sock.
Yeah, but we know that now.
Yeah.
Because he robs banks.
He just takes cash, man. He's cash only.
But yeah, so then he's like, well, on top of that, I've seen them cleaning out their place, which again, I still don't think is necessarily enough to go on, but
it's not
whatever.
A lot, but it's suspicious.
It's something. So the two of them now decide, one went rogue, now they're going rogue together, because there's no way they just told McGinley this.
No, fuck that guy.
But what's crazy is they're doing this on their own. They're going to pull a stake out, watch the bank that he thinks, because he saw Bodie at it.
It's going to be either tomorrow
Pappas
or
doesn't
something.
care.
He is just reading a fucking newspaper. He's laughing about Marmaduke or something.
Pappas 100%. This is what I said. I was like, they give you the vibe that he is either in on it or he just doesn't believe his partner.
Yeah, or he doesn't believe
because
him.
he is not paying attention.
He wants sandwiches. There's a little sandwich shop. They make the best meatball subs. Get me 2.
Again, me being the conspiracy guy I am, he sent him
on
away.
Purpose at the perfect time.
And then gaslit him into thinking.
Yeah. The timing, man, because as soon as he goes to the sandwich shop, that car pulls up and in they win.
And then he didn't pay attention at all.
He was
just looking at the paper still.
He's conveniently just reading my comics.
Now, beyond that, though, I will say I have a problem with even Utah, because if you're standing there and someone's making your sandwich, you're telling me you're not going to turn around and watch the fucking bank until that person says your sandwiches are ready? No, he stood and watched them make the fucking sandwiches.
He was too distracted at it being $7.95 for 3 fucking sandwiches and 2 drinks. I was.
He got sides too. I think he got chips.
Oh my God, are you serious? Makes it even worse. He orders enough food, it'd be like $30-$40 now for $7.95. It's not important, but it stuck out to me.
Literally, though, while he is doing that, they pull it behind him over his shoulder. You see the
they are in the
background.
They go in the bank. They're robbing it as he's getting the sandwich. And when he walks back up, he's just like,
Pappas literally not paying attention.
When did that Lincoln pull up?
Lincoln?
What Lincoln? I don't know what you're talking about. He's in on it.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
it's what it seems like. It really does. He's the cop they pay off to turn a blind eye.
I'm telling you, dude. Then they quickly look up and they realize, oh shit, that was them. Look, they're leaving.
Oh shit, they're leaving. And Johnny does the FBI freeze
and stands in the middle and starts shooting. No one. You're telling me right now they still act like nobody knows it's him.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't realize this is our buddy we've been surfing.
There's no like close-up reaction shot of the presidents being like,
but that would have been the clearest time they had.
Because he's right there.
Again, as of right now, as far as we know. And again, that was my whole problem with the whole thing. I was like, if you think they're the ones, why are you blowing your cover?
Shouldn't have you just gotten in the car and followed them quietly?
Nope.
Don't give yourself away.
No, it's full on car chase, gun shoot.
Gun chase.
Yeah, it's
gun
bad.
Chase. Car chase. they're shooting at each other and
Shootout.
poor Pappas wrecks the car and now he's got to go chasing him on foot and we get fucking. Oh no, he goes and like lights the car on goddamn fire first, doesn't
you're
he?
skipping it. They get in this crazy fight, but he bashes the car, so their car is now fucked up. The wheel wells gets fucked up, and so they're like, oh shit, they got to park that car. The ex-presidents parked their car. They do it at a gas station, and when he gets out of the car, he pulls out his light. Well, he tells the attendant leave.
He's
the
like,
attendant
run.
At first wasn't like,
he's like, what are you doing? Run,
like,
you fucking idiot!
He's like,
I'm gonna do
light you on
something
fire.
stupid.
He then turns the fucking gas pump
into a
flamethrower and sets this car on fire to get rid of all the evidence.
Place, man. He's burning everything. But he took too long, man. Guy in the Reagan mask took too long. Utah tackles him from nowhere, and the other guys drive off. So now it's a foot chase.
Well, and Pappas shoots at that car.
Oh yeah,
point blank range
and misses.
This is another reason why I kept saying dude, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
my deep cut conspiracy theory is that this movie doesn't tell us,
and think that,
but that Pappas is in on it
because
we never get told. This is the secret.
He made those 2 great shots earlier, and suddenly at 10 feet you can't hit nobody.
It's a secret in the script. We never got told.
They were going to cut him out of the deal. That's why he turned on him later and tried to kill everybody.
Yeah, so it's a chase down on foot. Reagan versus Utah.
I got it wrote down. It's a mix between parkour and a dramatic Ferris Bueller because they're going through people's houses and shit.
In the backyards, dude. And I love at the one point you see in the background that the gas station blew up.
Explodes. There's a big mushroom cloud in the background.
Nobody talks about it.
No,
we just know that you see it for half a second in the back over his shoulder.
Right. No reaction.
I loved it, dude. I was like, that's a nice touch. That's a super fucking nice touch.
It was good.
They make it all the way to the weird aqueduct things that are
it's like the LA
right?
River. It's made out of concrete.
And he has the shot, dude.
He does, but he's fucked his knee up. He can't chase him
anymore.
And
he makes eye contact, and it's supposed to be the moment where Utah finally knows for sure, right? Like that's what they're trying to say.
They're looking right at each other.
Utah knows, and Bodie knows it's Utah. It's a full-on acknowledgement.
But he can't take the shot.
So he takes one kind of like over his shoulder and then fucking unloads his clip.
Screaming like, I can't kill him, god damn it. I'm like, now cut to this.
Pop is calling him on this.
Right? Being like, dude, you're either afraid or you're too close to this shit. And it's like,
but
what about you?
Well, he's like, but no matter what, you're lying to me because I know you could have made that shot.
You don't miss. It's like, what about you, man? You missed earlier too.
I'm telling you right now.
Deflecting.
They are both deflecting. They are both in on it. Yeah. They just don't even know. They don't know. It's the worst kind of in on it. They could just be working together to save these guys.
What could have been? We could have made so much money, you and me, Pappas. He tells him to go home.
He does. Now this I call super fucked up. Of all the things he can do right now, he's all fucked up because he went shooting and chasing after what he now knows are this bitch's friends. And he calls Tyler and says, why don't you come clean up my wounds?
Yeah, come doctor me up. I'm all hurty. Kiss it
Your
better.
friends. And I get it. Bodie, she doesn't really care for, but she seems like she's genuinely friends
she
with
likes
this
Roach
group.
And everybody else.
And so he's like, I don't know.
She's just kind of, she's a little cold to Bodie because they used to fuck and you know, that gets awkward.
It's a little fucked up though,
right? But he's like, oh, come doctor me up and stuff. And she keeps being like, you look like you want to tell me something, and he's just like, oh man, like, well, because she said this, I do, but I can't.
She said this to him a couple times, right? Like, it's the look that she keeps saying.
That look again.
Well, for earlier, she was like, you have a look like you're too serious all the time, and then when he went surfing at night, she was like, oh, it's finally gone.
Oh, you look
carefree.
happy, you know.
And then she's like, yeah, that look is back.
Like, you want to tell me something, and he's like, I do, but I can't. I'll do it. We'll do it later. You know, that whole thing. Yeah. Then we get to cut to like the war council around the fire
of what's going on.
Yeah, because Roach is like, dude, fuck this. This isn't a game anymore. I'm fucking scared. He's an FBI agent. We need to get the fuck out of here.
He's been hanging out with us.
Like he knows where I live. You live. Other 2 unnamed dudes live.
Bodie's like, just calm the fuck down. I know how to handle this.
Totally rallies.
Man, when we hear this fucking idea, when we finally get the resolution of what this idea was,
he's got it.
Man, he is lost. It.
He knows how to deal with the FBI agent.
This is insane. But so we're not there yet.
We go
it takes a minute before we really get this.
We go back to Utah's house. He's asleep, and then there's a gun shadow. Right? We're like, oh shit! Is this what's gonna happen? Bodie's just gonna walk in and shoot him. I'm like, it's efficient. I like it.
No, it's Tyler.
Oh, it's even worse.
And she literally almost shoots him in the head,
dude. Like 3 inches.
Oh my god!
She blows his poor pillow away. Feathers everywhere.
She found his ID.
Yeah, found his badge. badge
She
and
knows
shit.
that he's a cop.
Tell me right goddamn now, are your
She's not
parents
even worried-
alive?
She's not even worried about the fucking cop
She wants
bit.
to know if his parents are dead or not.
And he's like, they
And
live
I'm
in
like-
Ohio.
I am like, I told you in my notes, this is a bad idea. I wrote it down, Utah. Bad idea. You almost got your goddamn head blown off over this.
They live in Ohio.
My mom's like a dentist or something, you know. But she leaves.
Of course.
And he spends the rest of the night like leaving messages on her phone. Oh, I'm sorry.
Just for Bodhi to show up.
Yep. Bodhi shows up in the morning.
Pretending
He
the
doesn't
whole
know
crew,
shit.
the whole
All of
crew.
them.
They're all acting like
Oh,
everything's
dude,
kind
what's
of
up
normal.
with your face? Why
You
are
cut
you
yourself
limping?
shaving?
Come on, we gotta go. We're gonna do something cool.
You're gonna love this.
It's gonna be great.
He sounds like a maniac when he
Right,
says it.
he is super kind of. He's got that manic energy
Yeah.
while he's going.
They take him out to an airfield. Dude, I don't know about you, but I'd be fucking freaking. Dude, he
They're
keeps
just
his
gonna-
calm.
Yeah, I was like, nope, I'm not getting in an airplane with you fucking people. Hell,
I would be
fucking no.
freaking
He tries
the
to
fuck
talk
out.
himself out. He's like, I hurt my knee. I can't be. And Bodhi's just like, nah, man, it's cool. We're not gonna be landing on the ground. I'm like, we're gonna
What?
jump into the water from the plane? No, thank you. That sounds worse, actually.
Get in the plane because he wasn't able to convince them not
No.
to take him. And then he's like,
Who packed my chute?
oh, I did. I don't know if I trust that one. They play the shuffle game, right?
Yeah,
Like
they
the,
play.
like
they
the shell
played
game.
shoot roulette, and he just he ends up back with the same one. You know, he did.
I don't even know if it does. I don't think it matters
It didn't.
because they all open.
But the way they're all acting
Yes,
is
I
like,
know.
yeah, there's something up with these parachutes. This one's not gonna open or something.
this is like we mentioned earlier. They're skydiving. We don't need to get in depth. Swayze's definitely there. You can
Yeah,
tell.
it's definitely
he's enjoying
him.
the fuck out of himself too.
Yeah, he's doing like
Yeah.
spins.
There's
and
at least
stuff. He's
one of
getting
the other
right up in
guys.
the camera.
The guy with the mustache.
Yeah,
he is
he's
also
doing it
actually
too.
doing it because
But Roach, Keanu Reeves, and the other guy, we don't know his name.
Totally not them.
The other
You only
long-haired
see
one.
the sky shot thing from like
The
their
one
belly up.
the one
Yeah.
you can recreate. Just lean
Yeah.
over a table with a fan.
It's dope. It's fun. They circle up. You can tell that
The
Utah,
Speed Star. They make the Speed Stars, what they call
like
it.
Utah, literally forgets.
That he
Right,
might,
he's having so much fun.
he's having a great time. He forgets that they
You
might
can
be
see it
trying
on
to
his
kill
face.
me.
You see it on his face, like he's genuinely happy again.
He loves living on the edge, man. Until it's time to pull the chutes.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like, well, you go
Well, like
first.
the weirdest game of chicken.
Because they're getting lower and lower and stuff. And finally, Bodhi's just like, okay.
Bodhi rips
It
his
rips
chute,
fucking Utah
forces
chute,
it.
forces
and then
it
Bodhi
open.
pulls his seconds, right? Like it's
They
open.
both had to have hit the ground or the water super hard.
No, Bodhi did. You see, Utah comes down slow. You can still see him coming.
Okay, so
but Bodhi literally pulls his to where it's like he only had enough
barely
to like
pulled it.
air brake him before hitting water.
It's a good thing he was landing in water then, because he made a big splash.
He would have fucked his legs up
Shattered.
on land. Did you notice though? This was so funny when they were all coming down. Did you notice that one of them was wearing fins?
Yeah,
on
the
his feet?
swimmer fins and shit. I thought
was
that
like,
was funny as
shut
fuck.
up.
I was like, that guy's ready.
Yeah, now's when things get just straight jacked up insane.
Yeah,
right.
because
Like so
they're
far,
back at the airfield
I
and
understand
shit.
like armed robbery and whatnot, but now,
Yeah, now this is
shit takes a wild turn.
and we finally find out why they hang out with Rosie.
Before we actually we hear Rosie's name, we just see this. There's a van waiting for him.
Yeah,
where they land.
Hey, Johnny, come here. I got to show you something.
They
There's a
pull out
little
the
VHS
tiny
tape,
TV.
teeny tiny TV.
And a V. And so again, they spent money to make this happen because they didn't just have these.
Yeah, they
bought that. They bought a battery special enough to play
Right, to
these
play
things
this thing?
out in the middle of this airfield in the middle of nowhere.
It's not like now where like you can just get like
Pull out your phone
and do it.
Yeah, no. This guy spent money just to do this, and he plays him a tape of Rosie.
He's got Tyler all tied up,
Knife
got a
to her
knife
neck.
to her throat.
And then we hear him give the speech about fucking Rosie. This scared me.
Yeah, Rosie.
The shit he said about Rosie.
Rosie is a mechanism that can't be stopped unless I'm there to stop him.
Once he is onto it,
blankness.
it doesn't matter that he knows her.
Yeah,
Now
nothing.
that that's his mission, if I'm not there,
he'll gut her and try and not get any on his shoes. That was a cold line. I was like, yeah, we need to hurry the fuck up. What do you need me to do?
Well, that's literally right. That's exactly Utah says. Well, then we need to stop wasting time.
Right,
Bodhi was
well,
like, that's what I
That's
like
why
about
I like you, man. Let's go.
You're smart. You pick up on things.
Yeah, you're sharp. You're sharp as a razor.
I was like, God damn, dude. But yeah, that's like I said.
This
things
is where
went
you're
wild.
like, oh,
Bodhi
is
again,
insane.
Before you're just like, oh, he's just
He's
a
a little
dude.
nuts.
They love the
loves the rush.
He somehow
No.
turned that into crime. No, this dude's
He's
nuts.
insane.
He is straight nuts. He won't do the dirty work, though. He told us in the speech about
I
fucking
can't
Rosie.
do violence like that, man. That's why I need Rosie. Like, that explains why this weird biker guy's there.
She'll be fine as long as I'm there to talk to somebody, to talk to Rosie at this time, 6 hours.
Yep.
Which we now start to realize is just enough time for him to do one more heist.
One more. And guess who gets to help? Fucking Johnny Utah. You're going to be a bank robber now. Oh, but you don't get a cool mask, though. Sorry. You kind of have to show up on camera.
Well, and he pumps all the rounds out of the shotgun.
Well, you can't let him go walking in there with his dick in his hand.
Right.
I loved that line.
Peace through superior firepower. Right?
Yeah.
That's Roach.
As long as you project enough violence, people will not fucking fuck with you. I agree.
It sounds right. I think this scene
but you never can.
The scene we get proves that is not a rule. That is just like a theory.
Yeah,
right.
Because you can't discount stupid people doing stupid shit.
Right. That's for sure.
But it all starts going to plan. They
do everything like normal.
Yeah, they bust in all this shit. Even Utah,
he's doing what he's supposed to.
He puts the dude on the ground. I'll blow your fucking knees out.
And so at first it's all perfect,
going fine. But for some goddamn reason,
Bodhi has to change it.
He wants the vault now.
We never do the vault.
We don't do the vault.
You hear the gang members are even to each other.
Yeah, they're like, we don't do the vault. Why are we doing the vault?
I mean, they're not questioning him. He's the man in charge.
Yeah,
but to each other on the way to do it.
They're like, why are we doing this? This is
stupid.
A bad idea.
This is stupid. I don't understand. Fucking Utah tells him, dude, what are you doing?
You're breaking your own fucking rules. You're gonna blow this shit.
This is wrong.
But Bodhi's getting more and more like manic the longer this goes. And
then we see like girl walk in, hints why we should be in and out quickly. You can't control people coming into a bank.
Somebody came in, she had to get thrown on the ground. It's one guy not paying attention to something.
And while they're not paying attention, we see
there's an off-duty cop
starts talking to the security guard. He's like, "We got to work together.
You back me up.
You follow my play." Security guard's like, "Fuck,
no,
man,
dude, fuck you. No, dude, don't
do it.
Stop it. Just stop."
Should have listened to him.
You really should have.
And so now shit goes wild.
Oh, dude, that cop jumps up. He puts one square in Bodhi's chest. They both vests on.
When
shit.
We saw, we didn't mention it, but when they were on their way in, when they got dressed, everybody's got fucking bulletproof vests on.
Everybody gets shot.
Everybody gets shot. Everybody gets shot, and at first you're like, okay, it stops, it calms down. You're like, okay, everybody's good. Everybody we know is good, right?
Except one guy.
Then it goes one more. Who is it?
I don't know. It's one of the guys we don't know.
No, which president mask is he wearing? Johnson.
It's Johnson. Yeah.
Right.
LBJ gets shot.
But he takes it. You see it.
It
hits him like right in the neck. Right above
above the vest.
Bulletproof vest would be. Fucking Bodhi is like freaking out. He's like panicked. And in the panic, the cop stands up, notices Bodhi, pulls the gun up, and you can tell the cop knows there's vests now, and so he knows, and Bodhi knows he's gonna shoot him in the face. Like it's gonna be a death shot if he doesn't do something.
Has to fucking shoot him.
Bodhi blows him away. This gun would not have done that.
No,
this is gun, like they show him being shot with like a hand cannon.
It's like a long barreled 45.
But they show it like he just shot him with like a fucking 50 cal or something.
It's the Dirty Harry gun.
It was crazy.
Boom.
This gunshot. Guy flies 5
feet the fuck away and shit.
They grab their guy.
They try to drag the dude who's bleeding out. He's like, dude, you can't bring him.
They start running.
They fucking knock Johnny Utah. They knock him out on the way out the doors. Like, you stay here. Take the heat. Which almost works because like when we cut back to it, like he's in handcuffs.
He's in handcuffs. He was gonna go, but Pappas is like, I'll get him.
Yeah,
give me that honor.
Let me take him in. Don't just walk him down like some punk. Fucking just like
Utah's like Utah even is kind of like,
I know where they're going. He's like, I figured.
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
like, pulls the handcuff key out.
Right? Like Utah was like,
he's taking me to jail, but I gotta try and talk my way out of it.
And he was just ready for it. He was like, no,
I figured you knew.
Let's go. Rogue cops, we got this.
Yeah, we got this. Let's go to the airport and stop these fuckers.
Utah hits them with, we can't arrest them.
And we can't shoot them.
We can't do anything. We're just there essentially to talk to them.
Because we got to figure out where Tyler is, which he doesn't say, but I'm sure he explained.
Yeah, in the blackout.
In the blackout, in the cut to the airport, I'm sure that was explained.
We see them. He kicks Pappas out of the car.
He tells him, he's like, go find
place.
Go find somewhere to cover me.
And he pulls up to him, crazy, right? He's swerving the car, and literally you hear Roach scream, or not Roach, because Roach is inside. He's in the shitter.
Right, Roach is like so taking a shit over there on the side.
But so he comes swerving.
Other nameless henchman,
the one with the shotgun. He's
and
just
the goatee.
He's just like FBI.
There he is and stuff. But he's like, no, I got no guns. He does the little thing. He's like, I just want to know where the bitch is. Tell me where she is, and I walk. And Bodie's like, man, that is like the most honorable thing in the world, but I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Right.
And then
he's like, but you obviously didn't come alone. He's like, you're right.
Yep, there's a gun on you right now.
You have no idea where it's at, so
just tell me, man. We could end all this right now.
And that's when we see Roach come out. Like I said, this is why I'm not joking. No, it definitely is, because he's definitely like pulling his pants up, and he's kind of like doing
the
like one of those, like,
kind of like under his arm,
rubs his stomach a little bit, like
shits, man. The shit that went down in the bank scared the shit out of him.
But then he literally walks up right behind Pappas, dude. Like the luck on this.
Shoots him in like the hip too.
And the foot, dude, like his foot got jacked up.
Right, dude? And he like falls over and turns around, pops Roach right in the chest.
Yeah. A couple of times, dude, right?
He shoots him twice. Once high in the chest, one center chest.
But then turns around, other dude with a shotgun.
He's coming. He unloads on him.
Gets him.
Fucking kills him.
All right,
all right, cool.
Now it's just Bodie and Roach.
But you think Roach is gone.
You think Roach should be dead.
Yeah, he should be dead,
and
but
then
he's
we
not.
see Roach fucking pop up one more time.
Shoots poor Pappas right in the back.
Goddamn, Pappas is gone.
He's dead. They killed him. I was upset. I was like, I don't remember that happening.
Well, this is the moment where you're supposed to see. Utah has called out Bodie, right? Like, he's been like, dude, you've gone too far, right? Your tactics have gotten your men killed because you're going off book, right? That's literally what I said to him.
You broke your own rules. Now look what's happened.
That's what just happened to Utah. Utah went off their training. Yep. They are on a mission without telling anybody where they're at.
Yeah, it's a good point. I missed that.
He's the one that said, we're not arresting people, we're not shooting people.
And now your partner's dead.
So he is Bodie right now.
Right.
He has done the same thing.
Guys. There are procedures for a reason.
They convinced the pilot to go ahead and still take off.
Gunpoint.
Load Roach up on the plane.
Yeah, he's bleeding out of his fucking stuff. Like
guts.
Right? They make Utah go with him and shit. Like right as the cops are pulling up, dude, the plane like takes off. So they fly for a little while. And
while they're flying,
they're like trying to make radio contact with Rosie.
And Bodie is in major denial about how
bad Roach is right now.
He keeps talking to him like, no, he's fine. He's gonna make it. He's good.
I'm cold, man. I'm cold. You're cold because you're bleeding
dying.
to
you're
death.
You're dead. You're gone.
Fucking Utah over there just be like, you're gonna die now. Was it worth it? He's just like throwing
They slapped
shade
the
at
parachute on him, and he's like, that's it. I mean, you hold on to the money, man.
It'll be
you
good.
Go on. I'll
It'll
meet you down there. I'm gonna meet you down there.
Throws him out of the fucking window. I'm like, that dude's gonna be dead before he hits the fucking ground.
It was insane. Well, I mean, he gets one practically dead in the air.
He gets one last fuck you, Utah, on the way out, though.
Yeah. And then Bodie jumps out, leaving
him in there. He still hasn't fucking told Rosie.
Threw his gun.
Yeah, threw his gun and still hasn't told Rosie to let the bitch go. So he's just like, God fucking... I love this part because he has a little rage moment.
Well, the worst part is he's talked to Rosie. He just said and told him to let Tyler go.
He's like, yeah, I see you. And he's like, okay, cool. And then jumps. Fuck.
And then Utah, in a moment of pure fucking madness, grabs the gun, jumps out the fucking door, and free falls.
Just chasing after these motherfuckers. This is the most badass, crazy thing ever.
Grabs fucking Bodie. And again, much like to reflect the Game of Chicken earlier, it's a new Game of Chicken because there's only one parachute between two of them. And fucking Bodie tells him, he's like, what are you going to do? You can't pull it while you're holding the gun.
You got to let go of the gun to pull it.
Yeah, you'll
either shoot me.
The force will rip you off of me with one arm.
Shoot me and pull it, or drop the gun and pull it. Those are your only two fucking options.
There's nothing else.
And he's counting it down. He's like, you got 6 seconds.
And so he finally just says, fuck it, and he throws it.
They hit the ground so fucking hard.
We didn't address this, but earlier when he dropped into the aqueduct thing, he fucked his leg up
knee
bad.
It's all bandaged
and he hits
shit.
the ground, and my instant thought was, this man has no kneecap. It is shattered. It's gone.
It's pins and steel plates after this.
We see Roach definitely dead.
Roach is definitely dead. We called that shit. The money's even like fluttering
guts
away.
Look like they are out.
He might have hit harder because he couldn't like brace himself. He's just dead weight smashing.
Unless his emergency chute pulled, he didn't have a chute. You know what I mean? Like he hit
His chute was open, so
then that's good. I wasn't paying enough attention. All I paid attention to was the massive amount of blood and guts in his
pulled
stomach.
it as he kicked him out the window, probably.
But you know what I mean? Like, all I saw was
just blood fucking everywhere. There's money stuck to the blood.
It looked like a Tremors monster. It ripped his or something. It was crazy.
Fucking Roach. I liked Roach.
And then Bodhi just started walking away, dude. Like, literally, it was the most.
They
roll in the parachute. Right? Yeah, they roll on the ground. Just like,
you crazy motherfucker. Like, Jesus Christ, Brody, fuck. like,
but then we see.
Like, you forget he tried to kill you for a second ago?
And then, but Bodhi just starts walking away, dude. Rosie comes fucking riding up in the vehicle. Tyler's in it.
Yeah.
We're just like.
He yells at her, let her go and shit.
They run to each other.
And Bodhi turns around just like one last fuck you. He's like, look, man, neither one of us won this shit, but I'm out of here. But you understand. It's some bullshit. I was like, go fuck yourself.
And we see them. They stop at the dead body to get their cash.
We got to bury him. There's no time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end, right? That's the end of the movie.
Not quite.
They kiss and he lost and he gets fired and goes to jail because none of the evidence
he gets one shot to try to save himself.
Is that what you think this was too?
I don't know what it was.
That's what I think.
He still had his badge with him, and we see him throw it at the very end.
It cuts to rainy day in Australia.
We know where it's Bell's Beach.
It's Bell's Beach. Remember earlier in the movie where he said the
50-year storm?
The 50-year storm.
It's here.
It's here. It's happening. And this is where Johnny Utah finds Bodhi standing on the beach, and he's like, I have been looking everywhere for you.
I done found your boy Rosie dead.
An unclaimed piece of meat in Central America. Guess he got in a knife fight with somebody better. It's like, well,
so cold.
I'm glad they wrapped that up. I'm glad they told us what happened to Rosie.
He arrests him.
He's like, dude, you got to go with me.
You know it's over.
You got to go with me. I ain't going. So we get this
before the handcuffs, right? Before the
unnecessary fight.
Before the handcuffs is the fight. Because there's no way they did that in handcuffs. So
every fight in this movie has been so good.
This
one was crap.
And in the water.
You can't have a good fight scene in knee-deep water. It's too hard to move. But
that's what this was.
He gets the handcuff on him, and he's just like, fuck. No, dude, come on.
You gotta let me look at that wave.
Look at these waves, man. Like, this has been my whole reason for existence.
And he lets him go.
And all the other cops are, like, swarming in.
He lets him go.
He does. He's like, fine, you're probably going to die anyway, right?
All the other cops are watching in shock.
There's that one cop. There's one cop who is like rooting for him when he's like on the wave. He's just like, go, go. We'll catch him when he comes back. And no, he ain't coming back.
Well, he falls off. I still say maybe he didn't die. Bodhi is the crazy motherfucker who might have paddled.
He paddled to New Zealand.
Or wherever. Yeah. Right? Like, this, I'm telling me I'm wrong.
Because that's what he said. He's just like, come on, man, where am I going to go? I can't paddle to New Zealand. Yes, you could. You're exactly the guy who would try.
But so then the movie literally ends with Utah
flinging his badge off.
Done.
Like, he does not want to be.
He's done.
He did not enjoy his time as an FBI agent.
Yep, he's done.
I think it was he cleared his name. He caught the guy. That was the whole reason why he chased him across the earth. This was his one chance to clear his name, right?
Yeah. We are officially done. No special credit scenes. No anything like that.
Nothing. Just may or may not be dead.
Wicked cool surf movie.
If you want to believe in hope and awesomeness and cool beach shit, Bodhi survives. He's in New Zealand eating coconuts. If you're an asshole, he died.
All right.
I loved this beer. Yeah. This was really good.
This was a great beer.
Kona Big Wave.
Put me in such a great vibe, feel, getting ready for summer that we're almost to.
Right, it's getting warmer.
I don't know about you, but I think maybe we keep this rolling.
Dude, I say we do.
So I know this is a little off book on how we normally end an episode.
I don't want to leave the beach, man.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do next week then?
Next week we're gonna stick with our boys Kona Brewing Company here, and we're gonna do the Longboard Island Lager.
All right. Sounds like a good one to me.
Oh, it's going to be good, man. We're just going to stay on the beach forever. It's going to be great.
Well, that officially wraps up everything, though.
All right, man. Here, put this mask on. The car's waiting.
Beer
in his Cheerios.